Okay, here we are, Ducks Don't Get Cold Feet number 37, and I have a special guest here today, Tilds Search. She does have a real name, but that is her name that she's used all over the socials. And just to clarify this, she is one of Adelaide's biggest content creators, specifically in an OnlyFans arena, but you can follow her on Instagram, TikTok, and I can honestly say, I have definitely learned a lot about OnlyFans. Obviously, I had to do my research, but if you want to know more about how an OnlyFans page works, this is the podcast for you. And not only that, we do go into some very in-depth details about how the pages are formed, what sort of money people are making, and how much they actually love it, and how much of a hard work it really is. And if you want to see this or hear it, just listen to the podcast. Ducks Don't Get Cold Feet. This is number 37. Yeah, all those people behind you are all the amazing people that we have had in this room. And we've had anything from artists to comedians to very successful business people, DJs.
I'm honoured to be on it.
Yeah, fittest person on the planet. Fifth fittest person on the planet in CrossFit. Magicians, space technicians, space scientists, chefs, Matt's sister. It's amazing. There's a lot of amazing people. They're actually the Professor Nikolai Petrosky, the guy that created the COVID vaccine for Australia.
Oh, what? That's insane.
And now you.
I wish I did something that cool. I wish I did that.
So what number are we?
37.
Okay, here we go. Ducks Don't Get Cold Feet, 37. And we have a highly anticipated guest, I'd have to say. When we put out a few questions online, I got a fair bit of a response. Now, the majority of that is really good, but like everything in life, you cannot please everyone. And I'm happy to say here we have Tilds Search. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello, guys. How we going?
So we have got you in because our young Matt, we put him to test about doing something useful for the podcast because we put our heads together and Matt goes, I've got an idea. So I'd have to say, well done, Matt. You've come through and I'm extremely proud of you. Well done.
I'm very proud as well.
So Tilds, we'll call you. Tilds has got, I would say, Insta famous quite recently for having an OnlyFans page, but I think there's a lot more than OnlyFans. And today, I can tell you, I've done a lot of research. I've learnt a bloody lot, and I want everyone else to hear about it because I think the younger generation, and I don't put myself in that, definitely know about it.
Yeah,
but
it's definitely a growing thing, that's for sure.
100% a growing thing. So what I would like to say is that you actually have worked at Drake's.
Yeah, I've worked at Drake's and Romeo's back in the day. I worked like 5 jobs when I was 16, 17 to pay for tutoring in school. And
whose phone's that? That's yours.
I'm guilty.
Guilty.
And yeah, I was at Drake's. I was a deli girl. It was a lot of fun. They definitely taught me a lot. But that's how it all started actually, because I did TikToks in my Drake's and my Romeo's uniform, and that is probably the number one thing you can't do is make TikToks at work. But
it's let's just say how long ago was this?
4 years ago. 3 years ago.
So that would have been just as a start of TikTok. You would have been using other platforms as well. What were some of the early platforms you were using?
It was just mainly Instagram and TikTok because I only had about 30K on TikTok. And that's how it all started really. I was kind of getting known or down that way, making TikToks and transitions in my uniform, which is good fun. And that's how it all started. That's all I used at the start of it. So
when we're talking about I think we're going to break a few things down, but first job was going and rocking it in the deli there. And it's amazing how many people from Drake's come out from careers all over the place.
Representing over there. Such a good...
it doesn't, it is interesting to see we've had all sorts of walks of life because as a supermarket, we're one of the first calls of duty for someone to start a job. And it's nice, huh? Yeah, that's a seltzer.
Whoa,
that's from the South Avenue guys.
Yeah, they're great.
It's definitely made in a fantastic place, but I think you can buy it online and at some places, but I'm not sponsored by any means, but just wanted to try it.
Yeah, that's good.
So we're a first start, and I think it's important for us to teach people what it's like to actually have a job. Clearly, we've done amazing with you.
It's so good. Such a rule follower.
So if we have a quick look of your life, what sort of an upbringing has Tilds Search had?
Yeah, well, my real name's Matilda Baxter. So Tilds Search came about when I was a lifeguard. So I was quite fierce in Iron Woman since I was like 11. Okay. I was did Iron Woman probably until I was like 17, and that was like intense stuff. That was like, running, swimming every day and doing all sorts. But so I'm one of 4 kids. There's 3 other siblings.
Older, younger?
One older, only by 10 months, and 2 that younger. Yeah, we're so close. Well, not now, but like we were. And yeah, upbringing was good. In school, it wasn't that good. I had no friends.
What
honestly.
school?
Yankalilla.
Okay.
Shout out to you guys if you're listening.
Down south.
down south, girl. And I just got into school. No one was really into that. Everyone was all like farmers and into the partying down there. And so I worked at Drake's to pay for my tutoring and get a good ATAR because I wanted to be a cardiologist, like a heart surgeon. Yeah. And I did the UCAT and all the stuff you needed to get into medicine. And it came to the interview stage, and I reckon I had a midlife crisis. And I sat there, and no kidding, I was looking across at them, and they were supposed to be 3rd year, and so they were supposed to be like 25, 26, and they looked like they were 70 on their deathbed. They looked so sad, and they seemed so boring. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go into medicine for 7 years and come out in my 3rd year and look like that and be like not thrilled in life. So then, yeah, I went in and did nursing instead.
So that's hilarious. So you have all these things in mind and then you go, shit, I don't want to end up like that.
No, I was just like, it just wasn't for me. I did babysitting, worked at a bakery, Foodland, and lifeguarding.
So pretty healthy upbringing?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, my family, we were a very close family. Like we did everything together, family holidays, did all sorts.
So all being at Yankalilla, beautiful South Australian area, heading on the way to Victor Harbour for people that actually don't know where it is. But it's actually a very pretty place. Yeah,
it's very popular now. Like everyone's down. It's very holiday retirement vibes.
So
not for me.
So did you hang out at Death Valley? And
Second Valley.
Second Valley.
Yeah,
Death
Valley. What? I haven't been in that one.
Well, you said it's getting older.
Nah, Second Valley's beautiful. Like, down that way. It was really nice down there.
And from I guess finishing school, getting a good ATAR score. I'd never heard of that. I'd actually had to ask him what that was. A bit different in my time. Yeah. Your mark was out of 100, pretty simple. You're either 50, 75, 80, whatever.
Or 0.
It was pretty easy to follow. These days it seems a lot more complicated.
Yeah, it definitely is.
But then you go into, you're on TikTok all the time, I'm assuming. Yeah. Like, were you producing lots of clips? Who was producing the clips for you originally?
It's only ever been me. No one else. Literally just me. I've had... I reckon I've got 10 active accounts and I've had about 40 in the past 2 years, like TikTok accounts.
Wow.
Because I get banned so easily. Like that, when I first started, I probably had like 14 accounts that had like 100, 200K on it. And they just ban like that because if you get a numerous amount of reports, at the same time, they just permanently ban your account. And it's kind of the same with all the other media platforms like Snapchat and Instagram. And that's purely just from girls. No offense to you guys, but like I've never had an issue with getting banned by males, which is just how it is.
Yeah, I have the same problem.
Yeah, it's like I think girls just you have the same problem. Girls just ban my accounts, get their friends to ban it, and which is shit.
So why is it because it's too raunchy or provocative, or
do you know
what is the reason?
They could be like, they would go through to my old videos and I'd be in like a bikini top and they would report it for nudity. And if they all report it, then my account just gets banned and the video could be from like 3-4 years ago. So it's a lot of effort to
So I've noticed that Instagram, people are covering their nipples.
I hope so.
Yeah, but Did they always do that? I'm not sure, but I noticed it because they put stars and shit on them. Was that always been the go? Because you sort of see more than that from people posting things now.
Yeah, I reckon it's more. I don't know. Hey, I feel like because you can see some TikTok accounts, girls could wear nothing and be like shaking their ass in like a thong, and they're not banned. And then like stuff like me, I could be wearing this or something, and someone could ban me for nudity because my stomach's out or something. It's just if you get reported. So if people go out of their way to report you, that's where the issue is. Like that's where your account could be borderline banned or not.
Because mine was under a little bit different circumstances. It was probably they were banning me from showing my stomach. No, it definitely wasn't that. But we had Professor Nikolai in here, and he was talking about, he's actually was one of 12 people in the whole world that has a approved COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah.
And we got banned on YouTube. It went bananas, and they took it down saying it was misinformation. So misinformation according to who?
Yeah.
So I understand you have so what would happen then? That was our first strike.
Yeah.
So this is just in case people don't understand. So you can appeal that.
Yeah.
And then if you get another strike, the next strike is your YouTube account gets taken down straight off the bat.
I feel like OnlyFans or like the sex industry becoming more acceptable in a way. I feel like that social media platforms are becoming a lot stricter, like Instagram, and probably the same with YouTube. Because YouTube, I swear, was never like that. Or it would be like...
Yeah, I think COVID definitely changed the way
I'm not sure about that misinformation.
And I think Logan Paul did that with the body, the suicide, and somewhere in Japan. It's a sacred suicide place. So I think they have, it brings up the interesting topic of censorship. And when you look at what Elon Musk has done in Twitter, it appears there's not much censorship going on Twitter.
Yeah.
To almost zero.
Actually, I use Twitter. Yes, you could post like screenshots of porn and full nudity and it would not get banned.
Yeah. So Twitter seems to be, which is what Elon's talking about, is making it so it is a platform that is uncensored and it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. I think you need some form of unbiased opinion because you have to then go back and think who is making the decisions on what gets seen and what doesn't get seen.
Yeah, it amazes me because it's like what we do, like everybody gets naked, everybody fucks, like it's just common sense, that's how we reproduce. So it's like how can we kind of get criminalised and it's like your account has to be banned because you have your body out or something. That's what amazes me. And it's like the same with the misinformation that you guys had. Yeah, like what you said, like who is...
Who's the judge
who
and
is
the
running
jury?
that, yeah.
And for me, the censorship topic it's actually a huge topic because almost everything we see is censored somewhere along the lines. Yeah. And I think COVID really made people realise how much was really censored. And that was the part I think that maybe woke a few people up to go, oh shit, hang on, maybe big tech is controlling what I see. And the smarter the algorithm gets, the more I see of what I like, the more someone can actually market to that very clever. And the more someone can control a group of people that want to do that. So I do see it as an interesting interesting way forward. But when we talk about OnlyFans, now OnlyFans is a big, I tell you, it was an eye-opener for me. I just assumed a couple of pictures, I didn't think much of it, to be honest. And then I started seeing, and I was, I think the number one OnlyFans page is China Black, is it?
Yeah.
What? Black China.
How could you get that wrong? That's
well,
so funny.
I don't even know who this person is, but $20 million a month. But she's only done like 6 posts.
Yeah.
So
it's her status that made her. You have to go in with a following. Like you can't go in and only have 1,000 followers because you're not going to get 1,000 people subscribing.
So I must have missed all of the part.
You missed this little part in everyone's life.
I have missed this part where I just assumed it was, a little bit of this. I jokingly said to the team, I'm going to start an OnlyFans page with fruit and veg.
I chat to me for 5 minutes about it and I'll convince you like that.
Yeah, and I could see how, because your success, people just see an end result.
Yeah.
And when you were doing these TikToks for how many years?
Oh, 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years, right?
But had like 40 accounts.
Yeah, so that's a big commitment, and a lot of people don't actually understand. You're putting yourself out there, you're doing this, you're doing that.
It's 90% negative than it is positive. Like what you said, people just look at my, like, it's like Instagram. You go on Instagram, you just look at my life, you're like, yeah, she a hoe, like she posts stuff like that, she has money, blah, 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 but no one knows the shit that I've dealt with to be in that position.
And I think that's the part that once you actually get there, and through channels like this, you actually get to talk about that. And
yeah, exactly.
It's more of a longer format. So when I started to look into it, OnlyFans 2016 it started. So
yeah, wow, that's not that far away.
No, so you're talking eight years and to where it is today, and it now has 170 million users with 1.5 million creators. Now, those stats are pretty amazing from a platform because I had to do my research, so I had to subscribe to some channels. So I was doing my wife goes, yeah, how's your research going? That's good, babe. Like, so I was doing some research
I
in
love
it.
that.
And when I had a look at it, it has 174 million monthly visits with 5.5 million daily unique visitors.
Yeah.
I was blown away with the stats of it. And that is the part that really caught my attention because once I started looking into it, there are people, doing a cooking show showing not showing anything, to be honest. Like there's a bloke that looks like we've got a good looking chef for us, Craig.
Oh, introduce me.
And he, like, there's a dude and he's got an apron on. He's showing nothing, but he's showing you how to cook meals.
On OnlyFans?
No, it wasn't him. It was someone that... I thought, geez, Craig could do that. Like, that's like... So,
on the... Yeah.
So I was watching... It wasn't full pitch nudity.
Yeah.
And that's the part that surprised me because once I started looking into it, there are people
like,
teaching people how to cook, there's teaching people how to race cars, and it's about fans.
I think it's more the connection between someone with a status and their subscribers. I think that's why it is blown up in 8 years because it's like Black China is like a very famous rapper. So for someone to subscribe and talk to her, like that would probably fulfill their, fantasies and stuff. And that's why it became so popular because everyone started using it. Like a chef started using it to talk to because it's just not the same as Instagram, and it was like more of a, it's so much more profitable. Like chatting through OnlyFans, like I think that's why it became so popular.
So when you talk about it, because there's a lot of people that listen to my podcast that probably have no idea. Like my old man would have no idea what OnlyFans is. I'm pretty sure. Well, he might have a page. I don't know, but when you actually look into it, can you explain the mechanics for someone that has no idea? Because there is something that really caught my attention, but I'll bring it up after. Can you tell us how basically the mechanics of an OnlyFans page work?
Yeah, so I have a link, like I've designed a website that has my links to everything, all my TikTok accounts, Twitter and OnlyFans, and you can access that, you can put that anywhere and it's like a safe link because like if you put OnlyFans on your Instagram, your account will get a warning, like it's just censored it. But OnlyFans works where you subscribe. So mine's $20, so 26 USD. And when you subscribe, you have access to like a full page. It's like a full platform like Instagram. Yeah. And it's like I post daily or monthly or whatever. And then I send messages. You can talk to me. And I send PPV messages 3-4 times a day. And it's just like more R-rated sort of content. And you just chat to me. And it's like I do live streams. I have like 7-8 menus. But this has been a development. Like when I first started, I had no idea. I was selling photos, me and my clothes for like $100. I had no help whatsoever. And it's just the way it's developed in the past year. How I have nearly knocked that out. How I have menus and getting a bit pissed after one show. Oh my god. So I have like menus and stuff you can choose from. Like it's like you got a solo one, you got boy, girl, 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 TikTok ones, like, but I've designed it where on my feed there's no nudes on there, like you have to pay extra for that. And I think that's where my income has diverted from other people's because people just post like, their 10-second clip to a porno on their feed. And I'm just, I've no nudity when you subscribe. So sorry about that, guys.
Yeah,
That's
that
extra.
was the biggest disappointment I had.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So for you, it was $20. So I was like, I thought OnlyFans was in Instagram.
That's so funny.
I had no idea.
You subscribe and then there was no nudes.
And I was like, Jesus, what's going on? And
Tip $4.99.
I actually... I had to ask, is this right? Have I got the right login details? Because it was $20, or is that US dollars
Yeah,
too?
it's
So they
all
don't
in
tell
US.
me that.
It's all in USD.
they-
so all the money, so you tip me $20, but it's actually 26. But that's not my fault. That's yours.
Yeah. So then you go on there, and then there were other things there. So if you put emojis over certain areas, like your nipples and your butt and
everything's
stuff.
censored. There's not a single nude on the feed.
Yeah. So when I saw that, I was like, okay. Then I
Like
was
she's
like,
ripping everyone off.
no, I didn't think. I just thought, oh fuck. Then you have to pay more
Yeah.
to get. So when I send tip.
Yeah.
This sounds so boomer. Do I sound like a fucking boomer?
No,
I fucking do.
You don't.
This sounds like. So then I was like tip, and I was like, okay, that and you had different amounts for whatever you were showing.
Yeah.
Some are video clips, some are you show a little bit
Yeah.
of your TikTok stuff, but it's not nudity though actually. And then you had to pay more for that. Are they all like that?
Yeah, every single one. I reckon. Well, I didn't know how to do it, and then when I was starting to do like clips and stuff, I just realized that like I'm making so much money. Like I would charge, like a sex tape's like $150 for like 3 minutes. It's like
Sounds like my sort of sex tape. Far out.
But yeah, so I just made it like that. But I think that's why I'm so popular, and I've stayed relevant in the top percentile of OnlyFans, because everyone else is just the same. They've all got the same. They're not making an income off of it because they're just selling this or putting the stuff on their feed.
So for when you say the top percentile, it's called the 0.1% earners. So you're in that 0.1% earners.
Yeah, 0.01.
Yeah, 0.01ers or 0.1ers? Oh,
0.1.
Oh, the top of it is a 0.1 earners, yeah? So, which means, according to this, you earn about $100,000 a month.
Yeah. Or, no.
Give or take. I don't care if you tell me or not. But that's so
Yeah,
that
I make
that is
6-7 figures a month.
That is an average. Fuck me.
No, that's probably like average would be 30-40 grand a month. That would be a starting point, like 1,500
grand.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's, but this is the top people. So
Yeah,
you're
so
saying,
I'm in like 6-7 figures. But my tax, oh my days, 45% I get taxed. 45%.
I have some questions on that. But when you sit there and you produce the content, so there is that system through.
Do you know how awkward it is when you're like, you film a full like dildo thing on like the kitchen table, and it's the awkwardness of like going back afterwards and just like rewatching it and editing it and sitting it out. Like fucking hell, it's so funny.
Because I guess to me
it's the
like,
normal now. It's like the norm.
Well, for younger kids, it is quite normal. Like I'm not generalizing anything, but I do have some questions later about what it means. Like I had to think, what happens if this was my daughter, right? So in my mind, I was like, well, I want her to be happy with herself and how she feels and own her body. And and I was like, I could handle the pictures and stuff. And I was thinking to myself in my mind, like, I'm trying to be a very diplomatic, forward-thinking father.
I give you a perspective. When I only grew big on OnlyFans because the community I was in, like because I worked so many jobs, when I first started OnlyFans, I didn't post anything. This was the day I turned 18. I created the account, put the link in my bio. I got 15,000 subscribers straight away, no post, nothing. And that was just because of all the dads, like my dad's friends, all the people I've worked with, my bosses, footy players, coaches, like all of them. That's why it grew so big, and then it grew, and then it just grew down to Adelaide. So I'm thankful, but that's a bit of a shit show with I don't know how I'd go with that.
Yeah, correct. So I'll get into that. So then you pay more for different things. So we can get into that in a bit more detail. You had a Twitch, pretty decent Twitch following as well?
Yeah, well, when I started to do live streams on OnlyFans, because I lived with Shooter Williams. I lived with him for 8 months.
Okay, that there is a question that came through from someone. Just that one rings a bell. Were you dating?
No, clear that up. So he's a family friend, and I lived with him for 8 months, and I think he's still with his misso Alex. They're beautiful. They're beautiful people.
Yeah, it was a question that came through. It was probably
so
from
funny.
him, was it? I don't know. I just did remember. I did remember it.
Oh no, nah, not dating.
So when you clear that up, won't you? So when you talk about you create an account because you were underage with your TikToks.
Yeah.
And then you at 18 you created.
On my 18th birthday, I was up in Gold Coast with my sister and my mum and my other sister, and it was on Mother's Day because my birthday's a day before Mother's Day, and I did it. I created it, and because your money goes, I don't know if you noticed, but the money there's like a pending account on OnlyFans. So for us to access our money, it's like another bank account on the actual app. And it's actually not an app, it's a Safari thing, but you can download it as a home screen app. And so it takes, when you first start on OnlyFans, it takes 6 weeks to ever access that money. And so when I came back from Gold Coast, like word went around town and my dad gave me an ultimatum, you either don't do it or you move out. And I had 4 hours to pack all my stuff. And so I left. And I remember trying to transfer to Drake's at Marion. Oh, no, sorry, Romeo's at Marion.
Yep.
And I was there I was at Shooters for 5 weeks. And the day I was supposed to start was my first paycheck came in. And I was like, I'm retired. And I never, because it was all impending, and I didn't know anyone that had an OnlyFans to message him being like, is this all a joke? Like I had all this money in this pending, but I had nothing with me. So I was like, I'm just going to take a leap here and do it. And my first paycheck was like $326K or something. And so I was like, well, we're done.
Like, that's an obscene amount of money. And and you're telling me it was a photo of just you?
No, there was nothing. That was purely from subscribers. Like I didn't post anything yet because I didn't have any. I didn't have the money in my account, so I was like, I'm not going to post anything until I have access to it. And then it was just from subscribers, just from people around town. But when you think about
how many collective fans did you have on all of your accounts before that?
Like on Instagram.
So you had Instagram, you had TikTok.
So TikTok.
So did you have a collective of all of them?
I had probably like 20K on Instagram, and then TikTok I probably had about like 200K.
So that's a lot.
Oh, I've got way more now.
Yeah, I know you have now, but
that is a lot to
it's
start
not that
with.
easy to get, I think it's harder and harder.
Yeah, 100%.
And when you look at that, so your dad gives you the ultimatum.
Yeah. That
But at this stage there was no photos on there? Or did someone school him up on what usually goes on those pages?
Yeah, I think
could have been
Dad
you.
just thought it was Pornhub. Like everyone just thought, and I was
I love all of his mates subscribed.
Hats off to you guys though. You got me a jet ski and a car. But yeah, no, so that was hectic, and I don't think, like, I'm grateful my parents are still it's a bit rocky. Like we're not, like I'm very independent. I don't rely on them at all. Like I haven't chatted to them in like 6-7 months, but it's a lot to deal with, especially because my siblings were in school and stuff, and so just their friends started to subscribe, and like everyone just wanted to know what it was, and I didn't post anything, so I think it was just word of mouth that what goes on there, so he just assumed that that's what I was gonna be in. Which was hectic, and I tried to explain it, and it didn't help that when I moved into Shooter, he was going through that cancellation, all those allegations.
I don't know what. And is it worth talking about?
No.
Okay.
Nah. He was getting called a lot of stuff, and that's when I just moved in there.
Yeah.
With him. He just had rape allegations by a girl.
Fuck.
And yeah, so that's when I moved in there, and then Dad.
And your dad's like going, what the?
My dad was I mean, he probably handled it the best he could, but that's
wow. So I'm you go from earning $300 a week.
I never have earned enough to pay tax in my life. So I never earned over the 17 grand. I've never had like a grand in my bank account. Like I used to beg my parents for like $20 of petrol money to like get down the beach or something. Like I was not, and my family weren't well off either. It wasn't like like they could get me cars or like they pay for my uni and stuff. Like it was hectic when I got it. I reckon I threw the biggest party ever. I was like, this is insane. It's crazy.
So money lands in the account. You then obviously have to start putting content in.
Yeah, that's when it kind of the ball started rolling. And I reckon that's when the COVID was kind of still a bit like there, and it was like we couldn't dance and drink. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So everyone was kind of at home on a Saturday night with the boys. Like that's how it was. Yeah, a year ago.
Only a year ago.
A year ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And so then I just started to get focus on TikTok, and then I suppose my OnlyFans content just evolved. Like I just started to do, I discovered the sex shop, and then I started to discover like what people were into and their kinks and stuff. But I've only just started to do, like I only did my first collaboration with, like I've only just done my first sex tape. So
with
that
Mr. Iconic. Oh, fuck, that wasn't his name?
Yeah, it is.
I had the voice ready for that.
I was ready.
I was impressed, but I'm fucking know that. You didn't get the $89 out of me for that. But for me, that's you are literally selling a service.
Yeah.
And that's what blew me away. I was like, fuck, this is OnlyFans. And it registered there and then. I was like, wow, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out how many subscribers can you have in a month. So it did make me start to go into a few questions of subscribers.
Yeah.
How many people do you know the stat that come on, sign up for 1 month?
Yeah.
And then just then stop signing up, stop their account? Or how many, is there a number of how many people just come on, have a look and go, okay.
Well, I've got my, so I probably have about like 45,000 active subscribers right now.
Yep.
And it's been about 30 to 50, like it just ranges. It's literally depending on how my TikToks go, like if I hit like different countries and stuff and time, like when I post, it like could hit like the nighttime in LA or like, and it's just like who sees it and the views on it. Like if I post a video and it gets like, I got 9 million views on a video and it was like 5 seconds and I got like 7,000 subs out of that. And then that's just from the subscriptions, and then they go through and they go,
yeah, then I want to see this. Okay, so I noticed Mr. Beast. Do you follow Mr. Beast at all?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Right, so he's cleverly gone and redone his stuff in different languages now. And
that's cool.
Very cool. So maybe
I need to speak different languages. That'll be hot.
Yeah. Well, no, they dub it. They dub it. They have their boys that dub it.
Film a porno and then just dub it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure a moan might sound like a moan in German, might be different.
Russian. Wait, actually, I'm going to do that.
No, dead set. Thank me later. But
I will.
it is.
You subscribe for a month, so you'll see it.
So he's gone and picked, and he is the number one YouTuber on the planet.
Yeah.
And he's killing it by us hitting the certain targets, and no one had done that. They'd all just had people hoping they'd watch it. But now that it's
like a full algorithm to it.
Yeah, 100%. So I don't know if it's the same on TikTok. I'm not sure, but you're telling me you can sit there and produce different content for different countries.
That's definitely like my online marketing is definitely like a core of how I stay in the top percentile of OnlyFans. But I reckon another part would be how I present myself wherever I go. Like it's like, it sounds so fucking vain, but it's like even if I go to the shops, like it's just how do you present yourself, or if you go out, or if you go to a festival and you chat to people, like it's just spreading your name, like, and presenting yourself good, and like how people want to perceive you is like a core to getting that subscriber. Like I could go to a festival or go out to town and wear a tiny fucking tight leather dress. Yeah. And it's like you could just go up to them and be like, oh, do you know that I got an OnlyFans? And that's when they're vulnerable. It's when guys are drinking and with their mates, they're like, $20 is nothing, that's a drink. So then they subscribe and they're like, oh, $80, that's all put in. Like it works like a treat. And I reckon that's their subscribers are always going to be there because it's like that market's never going to leave. Even if my TikTok delete, but I'm always going to have, you know, that area to revenue.
So when you talk about, you are the product in this case.
Yeah.
And it's exceptionally hard to be the product all the time.
Yeah. It sounds vain and and it's like, you might not think it's work, but it's like, yeah, like I said, even going down to the shops and stuff, I can't go there in trackies and look like, you know, like not like sexy and like you want to fuck me or something, because it's like they could no, seriously, they could subscribe. The amount of times I've gone to the shops and, you know, when you subscribe, it's like, did you come from Twitter, Instagram or Snapchat? It's like 90% is either my car, no, 50% is either my car, and the other 50 is like, oh, I saw you at Hallett Cove shops, or, you know, I saw you out the Ramsgate on the weekend. Like, it's crazy. You'd never think it, but it works.
So, it's 100%. And that's hard work.
Yeah.
Because
it's fun though.
It sounds like it's worth it.
Yeah. Oh, always.
But, you know, one of the comments that we got from doing the study on you was that you actually do take the time to speak to people and you do take the time to listen.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the difference between enjoying what I do and not. Like, I would rather, if someone comes up to me and they're like, oh, like, I know you, like, it feels sick. I'm like, I just sell nudes. I'm not like, you know, curing cancer or anything. So it's so cool that you know me for like, or like TikTok or whatever. So I always take the time because it's like, well, I'm not like I'm just like you. Like, I probably live down the road from you. So like, and I enjoy it. And like some people that are in the industry don't, and they become too money focused and too vain on making themselves, you know, getting new tits or whatever, like becoming that side of it, that they forget that we can only do shit like that because people subscribe, because we are like, yeah.
It's a very good outlook to look at. I don't. People aren't coming up to me because of
selling nudes,
my body at all. But
I'm telling you, if you did an OnlyFans, we're in for a treat.
But people come up to me and like they recognise the content we put out, and they say thank you for doing that sort of content. Thank you for calling out magicians, because we can't call them criminals. Like they appreciate that someone's actually on the front foot doing it, and it's very flattering.
Yeah,
like
it's
and I always stop and take the time.
Yeah.
And because to me it's like, okay, what feels good is that, like you've just said, our content
the effort you
is
put
making
into
a difference.
It is. Hopefully I'm making a difference. Hopefully I'm giving no one blue balls.
I'm sure you're probably doing that, but I'm probably sure they're not blue if they're on your page.
89.99.
Oh, that's so funny, but it's true. So for me, I understand where you're coming from that, and for you, it'd be a lot harder. For me, I wear a white shirt, black pants, and I very rarely do my hair, and I can walk out the door, and every now and I get told off for not doing my hair, or I wash it the night before, and then it becomes fluffy.
Yeah,
that's the hardest conversation I have with myself when I walk out the door.
Love that.
But I totally understand. I think it'd be difficult to keep up that persona, but the one thing I've noticed from researching you is that you are you.
Yeah.
You seem exactly the same in the content you're producing, and there's something to be said for someone that's been transparent, being honest, and being true to themselves. And a lot of people aren't, and they're the people that get caught out. Yeah, exactly. And being authentic. Yeah, it's a word we've sort of started to term over, I guess, the building of our distribution centre, but we've started to term that for what we want to be as a business. Yeah. And yes, I'm a director of Drake's, but I guess I'm technically the face of Drake's, and I make a little bit of a conscious effort about the content we produce is trying to be a bit catchy. So, you know, we're a supermarket, and if people are watching our content because we're putting together some cool stuff, making the magic shows and things like that, then I think we've won into the hearts of people out there. Yeah, definitely. And the Drake supporters are, you know, our fans, our customers, they're fanatics. And it's really, in regards to the supermarket world, we're the only one doing it. Coles, Woolworths, Aldi, none of them are doing it. And they can't. because we have Drake's, which is a corporate business. Yes, it's a family business, but we run as a corporate. So JP tries to be a bit more playful about we're a bit more of a fun brand. I think that's what it's what you're doing.
My persona.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. Well, that's how it comes across. I think it definitely stands out from that. So you land in Queensland. We'll go back to that. You get paid. Money lands in your account at some stage. At some stage, you've got on the internet and you've gone, fuck, there's 300 grand there.
Yeah.
What was the feeling like?
Oh, the feeling's insane. I'm grateful every day, but I have my money in locked accounts and I only ever have $1,000 in my account because that day I went nuts and I was like, I
just told her off.
I was like, wait, what? Are we playing piano?
Sorry.
You're right. So
what did it feel like?
It was just insane. It was just like, it was crazy. It was insane. It was like the first time when I got my car. It's just the best feeling ever. And I kind of feel like I wake up every day like it because it's like, who would have thought that selling nudes, like every time I get in the car or every time I do something, I'm like, who thought selling nudes would get me here? Like, what? It's crazy. It's crazy. But, I have my money in locked accounts and I only ever have $1,000 because, just having that, looking at it and going in and seeing that you have that money, your mindset just changes completely and you're like, look, I'll get the drinks, I'll get this, and you'll just go through it like that. And I learnt the very difficult way until I started to do that. But, insane feeling.
So that feeling, I'm Drake's, obviously, but I actually made my money from a tech investment.
Yeah.
And we had a guy who was in here on a podcast, Brad Moran, and we sold a business called Citrus for $200 million. And when I looked at the bank account for the first time ever,
$200 million.
I was only a shareholder.
But still.
When I opened the account, I'm well off. I'm not saying very well off monetary wise, but I've got a great family. I've got a job that I love. So tick, tick, tick.
Yeah.
And when I opened the account with my own money, because it's the first time ever it's been my own money, I looked at that and the feeling I had was like everything that I had that was a problem
was gone.
Vanished.
Yeah.
And people look at me and go, oh, you get everything, this, that, and the other. But I've worked my guts out for my whole life.
Yeah.
And to get that my own, it's an amazing feeling that I wish everyone could experience. And
100%.
And I don't think I've spoken about it too much, but I actually got my young daughter to film me checking my account because Brad had his money drop and then mine still hadn't dropped, and it got to the morning and I didn't want to look at it at night because I was like I wouldn't be able to sleep. So in the morning I went for a run, and as I went for a run I fell over, and I've got a thing when I have an accident when I'm running I come into money, so it's a fucking very ironic but very true.
Should just start tripping around.
It doesn't quite work like that. And then I got home, and then Scarlett, my youngest, I go film this, and I opened the account, and I was like, "Fuck!" And she goes, "Oh, is that?" It goes, and she pointed at the screen, got it all filmed, and she goes, "What's that mean, Dad?" I go, "Dad's a self-made millionaire, baby." and she goes, "Is that good?" And I said, "That's fucking cool, baby." And it changed everything. It changed my total look
mindset
on life, that moment there and then. That's why I'm curious to think that since that moment, you've had more money come in.
Yeah.
And is it a stream that you think can last forever?
I 100% think you can. It can be something that, obviously not forever, like what anyone says, like a rich person stays rich because they're smart with their money. So it's like, I'm not going to look like this, when I'm 60. Like,
well, you never know in this day and age.
I think, back to being authentic, because I've got fake eyelashes and fake hair, but other than that, I'm all real. And I think that's why that I'm popular on OnlyFans, because people tend to, as soon as they get money, they change their body and do all this stuff to it. And I think I'm glad that I've had some real fucked up things happen to me. That I've been scammed like nearly 30 grand when I reckon it was 2 days after that paycheck.
So I love hearing about this because
I don't even want to. It's some PTSD. it's mental. But stuff like that has happened to me that I'm like, I know that this is not going to last forever, so I just invest straight away, or I, keep it locked up, or I put it into a trust, or I put it to super. Like I have. That's another shit thing with OnlyFans is we have to do our own tax and super, and a lot of girls kind of do OnlyFans as a hobby, and they're like, oh no, it doesn't matter. Like they don't really know about super or anything. I think that's why everyone turns to OnlyFans, because all they see is money. Like there's no you can't go to Drake's and be like, don't you have to set up your super and all of that through people. So with OnlyFans, it's just all you get is the money, so you have to do it all yourself. But that's a bit of a downfall, but I love that sort of stuff, and that's why I went into business and economics.
So what do you study? So hang on, let's go back into being scammed. So 30 grand. I mean, I think
$30,000.
everyone's been scammed. At
30 grand though. Oh my God, it happened. So I got a call. And they were like, you're drug trafficking. And they rang up, and it was like the actual number. I searched it up. It was.
So what were you selling?
Oh, yeah, because I'm a massive drug trafficker. I freaked out because I was like, I buy a lot of stuff online. And so I was like, oh my God, because we came from Normanville, we barely even had service. So for someone to ring me and be like, you're drug trafficking, I'm like, they're not fucking around. They rang my number. I'm drug trafficking. I'm the bad person right now. And so I chatted to them for like 4 or 5 hours, and they got information and all this stuff. And then they were like, all right, someone's actually stolen your identity. You have to go to the banks, get your money out and put it into a locked safe in the ACT. And I was on the phone through WhatsApp.
Wow.
So that's how oblivious I was, because I didn't know any of that shit, because I came from Normanville. I barely, I was not exposed to stuff like that. And so I go to the banks, and I'm on the phone to him, and I go get the money out, and it ended up being about like 26 grand. And I came back home, my friend, and this is when I was living in Shooter, and he came back home, and my friend was there, and they were like, if you were drug trafficking, they would be knocked down your house and they'd be here. And so I was like, no, like this is real. I'm telling you right now. And then I go down the police station, and they're like, oh, it's a scam. I'm like, oh.
So you had the money?
Yeah, I had the money, but I transferred it. So I went into banks, and I transferred it into other banks. Like took the money, went to the bank, took the money out, went to another bank and put the money into the details they gave me. And because I took the money out by hand, I can't get it back because it's on.
What, you took cash out? Yeah,
I took cash out to put it into a locked safe account, the guy was telling me. It sounds so dodgy, but I've learnt from it, and it was a very expensive lesson. But
wow.
But that's how oblivious I was living down in Normanville, that we never talked about that. I never knew about scammers. I never knew. And it was really fucked up, because they sent documents through of like, they're gonna come if I go talk to someone about what's going on, they're gonna go raid my house or whatever. They had all my details, sent documents. It was the actual number of the SA police in the city. Like it was very legit. It was so legit, apart from the WhatsApp and him being Indian.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. No.
Who did you speak to about this?
No, I couldn't. He told me not to speak to anyone. Yeah.
Okay.
That's scamming at its finest.
But speaking about money, I'm assuming, I think what you notice when you get money, people come out of the blue.
Oh, this is an episode in itself, this one. Not only that, family. Like, I haven't talked to my family because of money. And it's like, it's real fucked up to say, but you see why all celebrities and that go down the suicide path, because everyone just turns to money, no matter if your family, friends, whatever, are random. Everyone just looks at you as an ATM, like if you have money. And that's the shit thing I've learned about my family and friends, that it's just like, it's depressing, because it's like, man, it's not like, I'm a heart surgeon or a brain surgeon. Even if I was, it's not okay to ask for money like that. But it's like, I'm literally selling myself for this money, and yet people are expecting me to give them it. Like it's sad, but yeah, I learned the hard way.
It happens.
It's just the mindset of people. It's just, I just don't know how it'd be if I, it's because I advertise that I have money as well, that it's like, that's a downfall of it.
Part of the persona.
It sucks though, because it's like, shit, like I want people to see like the new stuff I have, but it's like you said, people come out of the blue, and all of a sudden it's like, you can't trust anyone.
I've got a mate that young, self-made, has buys, he spends his money, like he's got lots of toys, and he doesn't mind showing it off either because he don't give a fuck because he's made his money.
Yeah.
And
You have to be held
you remind me of him so much.
Do I?
Yeah, Ben, like so much.
Is he single?
Ben Hennock, no. He's not, but he could be, I'd imagine. No,
I'm drinking like a fish over here. Fucking hell.
But it's the same thing. It's like it's a very fine line about showing off, or you're just proud of it.
I am, and it's like with my family, like I've had, even from grandparents to like cousins, partners and stuff come and ask me and give them, their whole long story. They're on their deathbed and they need about 50 grand to survive. And it's like, I reckon I'm glad it has happened because it matured me like that, eh? Like it's like, I can deal with so much crap now after that. I'm like, can't get worse than that. So when I deal with a lot of like wives recently, especially when I'm out as well.
Sorry?
Wives, like partners, like.
Wives,
like married women.
So, well, they want money from you, or they're just not happy with you.
No, not It's
because their husband's watching.
Husband subscribes. It happens. I'm gonna have to video it next time. It's so funny, and it happens. They come up to me. I'd be out, and they come up to me, and they would be so angry. They're like, "My partner subscribes or watches your TikTok," and they give me a massive lecture about you're selling yourself. Like it's disgusting. And then I talk to them for a bit, and then it's like, "Oh, I might start an OnlyFans. Like I respect you." And it's like it happens so commonly that it's just, or I'd get messages on Messenger about their partner subscribing, and it's like I've actually got all of like a massive message I send to everyone. It's in my notes already and prepared. Yours sincerely, Matilda.
Wow.
Yeah.
That like one of the things that blows me away with an OnlyFans page is that I think everyone's looked at porn.
Yeah.
And you just go to what's some of the sites now?
Pornhub. Tilds search OnlyFans.
Look, Matt, what's some of the sites that you told me about? So they go to Pornhub or they go to YouPorn or whatever.
YouPorn.
Is that
The fuck?
Red Room? Is that
What are you watching?
like you can see, but everyone sort of does. But it's free.
It's free,
right? And that's why. Can you tell me the difference between going to Pornhub and going and paying an OnlyFans subscription for Tilds search?
Oh, I can tell you. The difference.
Not in full detail. Just let's keep it
the
above.
difference is having that emotional. I think it's more like, do you know like Lana Rhoades and like the famous Mia Khalifa and that?
Yep.
It's like if they were in their home, if they lived here in Adelaide,
Yep.
They would probably cop the same amount of crap I cop because it's like because they've access to seeing me and there's a potential that them subscribing and then they might actually see me out, or it's like having that emotional connection and me being in the same area as them, like in Australia, or like they've seen me before. I think that's the difference between being on like Pornhub and OnlyFans, and also it's more real, I think, because I live in the same, because I'm more accessible. It's like you can actually see me, or your friends might see me or something, compared to just some random girl on Pornhub. And I think it's become quite a popular kink is having that actual connection, an emotional connection with someone you might know instead of a complete random and watching it and then that's that. But I think people just like both.
So do you watch Catfish?
Catfish?
Yeah. Is that?
I've seen it. I haven't watched it before.
Right. So, that's someone they're in love with someone, they've never met them, but it's all through texts. Like, I look at that and I think, how the fuck can that happen? Like, I mean, I don't know.
You haven't chatted to me.
Okay. All right. Is that you're saying that that's definitely feasible. Like, I watch this stuff and I think, you've never met the person, you've been talking to them for 2 years, and now you go to meet them and it's a different person.
Yeah.
Sometimes a different, like it's a guy, girl, whatever.
Yeah.
I look at that and I think, surely people aren't doing that. Like, I don't know, because I've never really done it, right?
Yeah.
So, been married for a long time, actually. I think texting, I don't even think I had a fucking phone when I met, no, I'm only joking. I better watch what I say. Shit, hope Natalie not watching. But, you sit there and I think, how does it get to that stage
I think
where you're like, if they see, is that a bit weird that, like when you're out, Do you know that someone's a fan?
I'm a bit of a computer hacker, so it's like you can subscribe, but you can subscribe anonymously. But I've got like a system where if I were to try to look you up, I can search up your IP address which you logged in with. So it's like what your actual
so if I'm incognito,
iPhone.
how do you find that?
Incognito. If you're on
Google incognito?
Oh no, because it's like the system, like I can't say it in detail because it's illegal. But like I can track what your iPhone is logged into, like as mine's logged into Matilda Baxter. But say if I go onto Google and I subscribe to your OnlyFans as Jeffrey, and I were to actually go and search Matilda Baxter up, I could find out how, and it would be like under Jeffrey, but it would be like my Hotmail login for my IP address. Yeah.
So
I do know my subscribers, when I want to know them.
So there's 35,000 of them. Like, do you have a team of people responding to all these people?
Nah, I can't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone.
Surely you got a team. They're secretly Tilds search. Like, that's his Billy Joe here. Let's.
No, we're right the same. No, I do it all myself because I feel like that it's more authentic. Because it's like if I were to get someone else to do it, it just won't be me, and I feel I won't enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy talking to people sexually or like talk to people, if I didn't like that and I wanted someone else to do it, I'm in the wrong industry. Like you're in the wrong industry, you have to do something else because the whole reason for OnlyFans is it's made for an individual, not for a team. It's not made for a company or not made for like a group of people. It's an individual connecting with a subscriber or someone. Yeah. And it's like having that, not relationship, but it's like, it's just way more authentic and it's fun. Like I enjoy it.
Well, it's a full-time job and pays fucking well.
Yeah, it's good.
So even when you take your tax out of it, you're still in the top percentile of money earning. And the fact that you've picked up on it and attacked it, it's pretty amazing, which sort of brings me back to Mr. Iconic. Like, that must have been a big call. Obviously, that's to do that to get...
That was hectic.
Okay, so for me, okay. No, I've got to ask you because most of your have been their photos. There's a bit of stuff with sex toys, and it's pretty harmless stuff, right?
It's a big jump, that's for sure.
Yeah, in my eyes, I was like, oh fuck, that's a big jump.
Yeah,
and then I was like, okay, so how does that come about?
It was I've been in quite hectic houses until I'm in this one. Like my last housemate, I got a DVO against. Like he was, a domestic violence order, and then the following house I went to, I did content with him. Like I was seeing him for a bit, and then it ended very badly. And then it was like I've only ever collab or like he's filmed stuff for me, or we've done stuff together, not tapes. And then when I got kicked out of there, and I was at my friend's house. I was like, what do I do? Like, what is my next, like, how do I've never collabed with a professional. Like, I'm going to have to collab with an actual, like, an actual creator now. Like, I can't, like, I learned that you can't do it with people that don't have an OnlyFans account because it's just not, you're not receiving stuff.
Economically viable.
And it's not financially good.
That's
like
exactly right.
The amount of people.
Okay, no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Like the amount of like a lot of people message me to do screenshots for screenshots, and you learn in my OnlyFans that I don't do that because I look at it as like if you were to start an OnlyFans and I put you on my Instagram story, and I have 100K on there, you are guaranteed to get 1,500 subs straight away. That's 15 grand you make, and you're offering me nothing to put you on my Instagram story, and so people don't understand.
So people must pay you though.
No,
like it's a part of the deal. Like, when people are asking me to do stuff,
you're like, here's my contract, and I'll get back to you in a year. I'm quite busy.
No, quite on the ball with it. But we've made a decision that, like, for BJP, I don't want to sell out to a brand because with Drake's, we deal with every brand in supermarkets that you could think of, right? Yeah. So if you align, I have ones that I like better because they're more, aligned with my beliefs.
Yeah, 100%.
So my content's a little bit different than yours.
Do you reckon? Not too sure.
Just
borderline, kind of similar, not sure.
Just a little bit different. So for you, is there a lot of OnlyFans sort of like selling, hey, I'll pay you this if you do this, or you pick someone with the same amount of OnlyFans subscribers and say,
yeah, I haven't really collabed with
I
anyone.
would have thought that'd be a massive window.
It's not really, not compared to, because the amount of money I make doing my own stuff, it's like I have to find someone that I'm gonna benefit from them.
Yeah.
Like
Logan Paul, you would benefit.
If I can get in contact with Logan Paul, that'd be good.
But you can. Like, that's the thing. I think it's that. I think this world, this day and age, getting in contact with someone, it's easy. And I don't know if he's got a girlfriend or whatever, but
trying to set me up over here.
yeah, Logan Paul. Like, I'm just calling it out. Logan Paul, if you're watching, like, please. But that to me is okay. That's a he's at the top. He's ahead of you in regards to what he's earning from social.
Yeah. I'm like, I will expand. Well, because I just joined Playboy in the US. So I'm a playmate over there, which is like crazy.
So, okay. I will get into that.
And back to the Mr. Iconic.
I notice it's on your picture. It's on your phone.
Yeah. I got to advertise it.
Yeah, I did notice that photo actually.
But yeah, back to Mr. Iconic. He just sent me a message and was like,
so how many subs does he have?
I'm not sure.
Well, you didn't even check it out.
No,
I'll fucking have sex with you. Yeah, sure.
He's he got voted #1 porn star in Australia last year. So I was like, we're fucking with some top guns right now. I was like, we'll go do this. And
literally.
Yeah, I just went there, my friends came and I was like,
your friends came as well?
Yeah, they came. Well, they didn't come. They didn't come. I come.
So did he.
Yeah, a couple of times. 4 times. In 15 minutes.
So, according to your video. So that's a process, right? That's putting yourself out there.
That's like because I'm not in the sex industry, not the Sex Industry Awards, which is what he's in. It was massive exposure for me. So that's how I looked at it. Like, I'm going to benefit from him because I'm going to be seen.
And have you?
Oh, yeah. I made a lot of money off of that video.
Yeah. So what do you class as a lot of money? Like, my a lot of money is a bit different than Matt's. And I reckon my a lot of money is a bit different than yours.
Like 1.5 mil?
For one video.
In 2 weeks.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I even look at the Paris Hilton sex tape now, and that's not very good.
Oh. Well, mine's $89.99.
Well, yours is half the time too.
It says 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's as long as there's a big prelude into it. It's quite boring. But it's Paris Hilton. But you could say that's put her where she is today.
Mm.
And that's why I think for you to make that call, that's a pretty ballsy call.
What's that?
Like saying, I'm going to do this collab.
Yeah. You're telling me, look, he's an Italian stallion. He's huge.
Well, it didn't look that big to me.
It was hectic because it was like I'm collabing with a porn star. Like, I haven't done that, but it was a learning curve.
So, how many film crew are in this room? Like,
no one's in there.
What?
We filmed it ourselves.
Are you serious?
I don't trust anyone, and it has to be on my phone. I have a
that was
contract.
filmed on your phone.
Yeah, I have a contract they have to sign that it gets filmed on my phone, and I release it first, and it has to be this price on both our accounts. Like, if you collab with me, it's very, very professional.
All right, keep that in mind. But that's like okay. So that was on a phone. See, it's changed. The fucking world has changed.
Well, it's like it's a good. I was about to say I could show you, but that's a bit weird.
Well, we wouldn't be watching that later, maybe. But when you actually, so does that process? You can't tell me that was just. I know the video is 15 minutes. Yeah. How long that's a full day, surely?
Oh, no, it's not that long. It's like a solid hour. We'd be getting
30 seconds was the first one, then the second one.
I'm very professional because it's like as soon as you show a little bit of emotion, the other creator might get the wrong idea, and then it just becomes, it's just too...
Sorry, how are you... Don't show me like that came out. How are you showing emotion? I don't...
You can't be like, you have to be like film it, and you can't be like, Like it's like, yeah, it'll be a complete
go with
difference
it.
from when you're like, you know, you're making out, sucking cock, and then it's like, okay, now we've got to do this. It's not like, oh, like, you look so hot, like, after you're filming. Like, it's just, you have to keep it.
So
you can't be.
did you write a script?
No, it has to be natural. That's it can't be scripted.
Well, it's not like, okay, we're going to start with some kissing, a bit of foreplay, and then, no.
Actually, yeah, it was kind of like that, but we didn't write it down. It has to be professional. It has to be professional.
So, damn. I mean, this is so funny. But so how do people in the sex industry look at you?
Do you know what's really funny? That he took me to, I got there on the Saturday and he took me to a party on the Sunday, his mate. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be so good. I'm excited, getting all dressed up. And his mate owns the Sex Industry Awards Australia. So I'm rocking up to this party and it's like all the escorts, all the top porn stars. It was everyone. So I was like, holy fuck, this is crazy. It was the best exposure.
Were you accepted?
Yeah, I was very different, to say the least, compared to, you know, it was an eye-opener. It was like a Great Gatsby party times the Playboy Mansion. It was hectic.
Yeah, and hectic things happen.
Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe at Sexpo, so people have told me.
Yeah.
But did you feel nervous about that?
Of course. Yeah, I felt it was very, it was very nerve-wracking because it's like, especially because I'm so young, all of these people have been in it for like a decade or like they're 29 and they're, you know, they've been in it for a while. And so for me to just come in and be like, oh, I do OnlyFans, they don't really do OnlyFans. Like,
but they should.
They should. But it's just...
Or are you like, no, bitch, don't do that. This is mine.
This is mine. It's time-consuming, and I feel like a lot of people don't get that. They just love, like, how escorting, you can go $4,000 one night and you have it. Compared to OnlyFans, it's like you have to put the effort in to get their trust for them to, you know, edge on and get more
So
money.
can you explain to me the difference between an escort, a porn star, and an OnlyFans? Star? What's it? Only like porn star,
Porn
escort,
star.
only like.
Escorting is illegal in South Australia.
Is it?
Yeah, we're the only state that it's illegal in. Yeah.
Okay.
So escorting is when you pay for sex and it's a person-to-person, it's in person. Porn star is when you're you collab with the escorting. You do, like, you probably usually do escorting and porn star together, which is like you sell porn on Pornhub for free so you don't get money from it, and you purely post porn on Pornhub to build your platform as an escort. So that's how that works. And OnlyFans is completely different because it's all online based, and it's like there's no meeting in person, there's no person-person contact, it's all online.
So it's fair to say the OnlyFans is the only one that you have 100% control of who you're doing.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I actually, to be honest, haven't broke it down to look at that's how they are, but I can see how they're all perceived different. It was funny. How do you think each one is perceived? Because coming into this, it was looking at like, you know, for me, I don't care how people make their money.
Yeah.
I think if people are happy in themselves, then whatever they do is their decision. And not many people actually get into a position where they actually can make that decision and live with it. And I was like, once I looked into it, I was like, OnlyFans a bit more than I thought. And I was like, okay, so when you actually make that call, to me, how do you think they're all perceived in the scheme of things? Bear in mind you've been at porn party. No. I forgot what you said, sorry. Like the awards.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've been do you see on the screen like, okay, and our best bang fucking Miley Cyrus? No, she's not a porn star.
That was, I feel like when I first started, I feel like it was perceived kind of as one big, everyone was just like, if you're one of them, you're all of them, and that's just how it's perceived. And I feel like my perception and how people perceive me and how I've been influenced the industry, it's kind of helped, like, especially in South Australia, our generation to learn the difference and how, especially South Australia, escorting being illegal And it's just, I feel people perceive it as, like, they put it all under one umbrella.
But you can, so escorting's illegal, but you can call out Mr. Iconic. Can I say this guy's name?
Yeah, yeah.
But you can call him out and go, I want to do a sex scene with you.
That's so escorting. That's so different. So escorting is like, so a guy in business could pay, say he works, someone that works here could pay someone. I'm just, okay, not here, that was bad. We won't say that.
Let's say Matt.
Matt could, well, he can't. In South Australia, you cannot, like, it's illegal to do escorting. But if he were to go to Melbourne, you could literally search it up and he could pay someone to fuck him or pay someone to suck his cock or pay someone for time. Like, it's like, you know, that relationship bond, and it's person to person. So that's illegal in South Australia.
Okay. But my mate Dave, he does it all the time.
I don't know, Dave. I feel like, yeah.
Okay.
You can do it, but it's illegal.
Okay, cool.
If you get caught.
So do you think that moving forward for you, I can see, you know, you want to do more, you will do more collab, because what I look at, the content starts with a couple of cute nudes, you know, might show my breasts, might show my ass, like, you know, might show my feet. Do you do any feet shit?
Yeah, I do.
Mate, we've done something and we posted a thing and the feet thing went viral. It was on TikTok, actually, wasn't it?
Oh my God, I love that.
The feet thing.
She's like, what?
Yeah, it was. Maybe,
I didn't see that one.
Maybe that was something else I did. But so, you know, oh, fuck, I totally forgot what I was talking about. So that's what you've done so far.
Yeah.
Do you see you have to get more extreme to keep people more engaged, to keep doing? Because I notice you ask questions to your subscriber base.
Yeah.
Like, what would you rather see? You know, go on boy, girl with it.
You really researched it.
Well, hey, definitely know my subject.
Yeah, I feel like I'm glad I kind of started it when I was 18, because I reckon if I was 25, I would have just gone straight into sex tapes, because, like, that's just what you're used to, because everyone sends nudes. So it was like, I don't know, I feel like if I keep building my brand, like on TikTok, I'm getting new people. So it's like that I'm getting a new revenue of people to hit my OnlyFans. And I feel like I won't, if, like, it will be different if, like, with Mr. Iconic, and if I collab with, you know, that Paul guy, what's his name?
Logan Paul.
You know.
Right, just hopefully, and he watches the part that we know him.
I do. I'm actually have a collab with a porn star coming up.
Yeah. Well, what was it, Mr. Iconic? A porn star?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've booked in another.
Yeah, I won't collab with him.
Okay. Yeah. There's something there. Yeah, okay, I got it. So, but for me, looking forward to it, I think it has to get more extreme. Like, and I'll put it on my point of view. And my video is a bit different. But people want more and more, and you watch famous YouTubers, they get more and more extravagant. And I'll even say Mr. Beast, right? You know, doing the Squid Games remake, and you know, got more, and he spends millions of dollars because he wants to, because he loves his fans, and that's what I really love about him. You know, that when he got 40 million subscribers, he gave away 40 cars. Goes into his hometown, and then they're trying to give away 40 cars, and they can pick each car, and it's like, and you don't know what it is because it's covered, so you get there. So he went and got the cheerleaders from bloody town, and yet you then, once you got one, you had to then go to another friend to get one, and you had to give them away then 48 hours, I think. That's
sick.
And it was cool. And he does lots of cool stuff where we get some of our ideas for the supermarkets from it, but I feel it gets escalated more and more because the fans want more and more.
Yeah.
Is that what they're going to want, more and more of you?
I feel like that's the difference between that industry and the sex industry, because I feel like the sex industry will never die, because that's just human nature. And so I feel like it's very different to, I feel like the fans, it's more like they want to see you collab with someone. It's not like, oh, we want you in an orgy, or we want you to be shared around, or we want you on the spit or something like that. It's more like, well, like they're going to start wanting specific people now, and it's more like that, and that's way more, you know, accessible than being the extreme.
So do you think that Now, this is where it's going to get weird, right?
I think it got weird. Weird way before this.
But yeah, do you watch Black Mirror at all on Netflix?
No, what's it about?
Like, it's all about, it's kind of futuristic, but so true. It talks about how, you know, there are things there, like people are doing everything for likes, and like it tries to look into the future. Like, if you looked into the future and then someone's like, okay, I want to do a collab, you know, who thinks I should do a collab? Let's say Malcolm Turnbull was single or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's about
that would pop off.
But that's when you go, okay, I'll be up for that. Do you think that's where it goes? Like where, because it clearly makes a difference. If you do a collab with someone with similar audience than you, then you go together and you will pick up.
I think that's where it's going to, what you're saying, the next level is having people, getting specific people where it shouldn't be okay for them to collab with a porn star. So it's like, you know, getting with someone in politics or something like that.
Maybe a politician was a bad call, but maybe
but you know, not someone specific, but someone unknown.
Okay,
yeah, someone that's
like Charlie Dixon.
He's hot.
Well, we're friends with Charlie.
Isn't he? He's a girlfriend?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he's gonna have one now.
And he's a really nice guy, right? But you know that would improve his profile. And that would improve your profile. Is that, do you think, where it all goes?
Like, does it feel like that?
He's a big dude.
He's so fun. I reckon, hey, like, I think that's where it's a bit difficult. It's like partners with OnlyFans, like, that's where it's like difficult because it's trying to find, it's as stereotypical as it is. Men do not like when a girl is more successful than them. Like I've learned that from guys I've hung out with. They hate that, you know, I can afford stuff that they can't. And it's like finding someone where it's like not like equal, but like they're okay with copying the negative stuff that I get that they're going to cop on their career is like, that's the difficult part. So someone in the eye would be ideal for my subscribers, but it's like finding the right person where they're in a position where it's okay that it's going to affect them and it's not going to, you know, get them kicked off the fucking football team or something. Yeah, because stuff like that, they like, it's a market where it's like what I said before, how OnlyFans is kind of like criminalised. Like it's not, but people look at it and judge it like it's criminalised, which is, it's unfair because I'm doing what people do for free, but I'm just getting paid for it. That's the only difference between me and, you know, another girl that's 19 that lives in Adelaide. And
paid more than, like you're probably in the top 1% of earners. And that's why it is very interesting. I look at it now and I think, okay, you've capitalised, perfect timing for you.
Right time,
a combination of things come together. And I look at that, okay, you're doing things you're quite happy with your body. And predominantly there's, I mean, you know, there is one sex act, but predominantly it's just photos of you.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know, I think that everyone sort of sends those photos to each other, like, like I'm forever sending photos to my wife. No.
Yeah, I bet. You guys are gonna make an OnlyFans after this.
Yeah, but what do you think lies ahead? One thing we've definitely discovered, you are thinking about the future. You're not worried about one platform, albeit OnlyFans has been a very good platform to you. So is TikTok to you.
Yeah.
And so is Instagram. The three of them together it's I've always said, it's never one thing that makes things successful. It's always a combination.
Yeah.
So how long do you think this will continue for you? And bear in mind, you know, we're talking about 6 years old is what we're talking for OnlyFans. It seems to be at the infancy. And how scared shitless were you when they said we're stopping OnlyFans for porn?
When that came out, straight away I thought to myself that this is the biggest publicity stunt they could ever do, and it was so fucking smart because we were not big in Australia and we went on the news. Like OnlyFans was on the news, and straight away I knew it was going to be fake because they're trillion-dollar industry. Like they're profiting so much. And so I just thought that it was just a publicity stunt to hit different markets and to be on the news and to spread the word. And everyone's like, what is OnlyFans? And that's when it became really popular for me, because everyone was like, wait, does she do porn on there? Like what? I think people became more intrigued, and especially like older generation, because obviously I don't really watch the news. I'm not sure if anyone younger watches the news or watches it with their parents, but it's usually that like parents and that age market that watch the news. And I reckon that was when it hit, and everyone was like, what is that? And then my subscribers just went up. And then what they did, what I expected, they were like, oh, no, we're not doing it after like 2 weeks. It was like a massive thing. And then they actually sent us an email being like, oh, literally saying it was a publicity stunt and being like, don't share this information. Yeah, I was like,
I'll just mention it.
We'll just mention it, but yeah. So yeah, it was
okay. So clever ploy. So for people that don't know, OnlyFans take 20%. So
20% for the first year or the first million you make, they do, and then it's 5%.
Wow. Okay, that's an amazing.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And another thing is, with my income, I can double it because you can use a referral link. So if people use my referral link, I get 5% of everything they earn for the first year or the first million they make.
So explain to me. So if I set up an OnlyFans page.
So if you go onto my link in my bio, it says create an OnlyFans. And if you click on it, it's just like it's like setting up an OnlyFans. And straight away automatic goes to my account. And it's like a full page on your OnlyFans, and it's like referral link and pending balance. And it's just like I just get 5% of everything they earn for the first year or the first million.
So because I'm imagining my page to be quite popular.
I'll be a subscriber.
Okay, that is enough in itself to get subscribers. Is it?
Yeah.
Actually, is it? Like if you said fuck JP, but
if I put you on my thing, you would even if I didn't, if you advertised it and you did it, there would be that many people that would be intrigued, because it's like what's the word? Everyone would be like shocked. Everyone would be like, what? And they'll want to know what it's about, like when I created one.
I was pretty famous for my finger.
What?
Like back in the day, during COVID, we had a person that in the height of COVID, rang up and said, I'd like to return 150 1-litre sanitizers, 150 bulk pack toilet papers. So this person had a team of people raping all the stores. And then once they got all of the product, then the Australian government then closed down his eBay account and then put in a mandate that said we're stopping the sale of essential items overseas. So he was doing that to send the products overseas. So then it got shut down. He rings me up and says, I want to return these goods. And I'm like... And I'd been in the stores dealing with like old ladies,
a lot of stuff.
Not being able to get toilet paper at zero,
Yeah.
and I was dealing toilet paper out of the back of my car, and I was
full drug lord,
full toilet paper drug lord, like Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
He would have been proud, and I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Here we are with all these people like in the distress and the uncertain times, and my whole team trying to navigate through COVID, and this guy rings up, and I thought about it, I was like, no. And so we were filming a retail rap, which is probably what got us a little bit famous. Like it was I
reckon I've seen that. Hey.
Yeah, you would have seen it.
Yeah.
So I said a whole lot of F this, F you. F. I was angry, I was tired, and the team then narrowed it down to that, and then. It was the last minute of a 7-minute segment, and then about 2 weeks later, one of the radio stations picked up that, and then in the morning, I got a text from a mate, "Gonna have a big day," and I'm like, "Fucking, my eyes are blurry. I can hardly read with my phone." And I just thought, "Oh yeah, it's nothing," and then bang, the phone did not stop. We had 52 radio interviews in 2 weeks. Yeah, we had stuff in Prague. I was on every show, Sunrise. We were on the Murray show, which was pretty cool. And, all these shows, and it was the number one news story for 2 weeks running in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
Because we said, fuck you.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable to take all this product from my customers and I'm going to tell you to fuck off. And we didn't say anything, but we did that. So that's why my finger's very
I love that.
yeah, it's very
That's
popular.
crazy.
So that really put us on the map about,
Yeah.
hey, and we couldn't have done that. It was a team if it wasn't for being authentic in what we
Yeah.
do, because we had to stand by that. Yeah, I cop criticism. I had people saying that guy's not good enough to run a supermarket. He should be sacked. And then people go, have you checked out who he is? Have you seen his name? I think he's not going to get sacked.
I think he owns the joint.
My old man does, but we stood a line and sat by it, and that's
Yeah.
been very true to yourself. And from speaking from you, you're definitely doing that, and that's a tough part to negotiate.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think lies for the future? Like, you've had a good couple of years. It's not long, far out. It's
been 14 months or something.
So a good
I've had it for.
a year of running with amazing sort of money coming in for a young person, and that's so cool. Like, congratulations. I love seeing people, first of all, love what they do, and second of all, being lucky enough to enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
So congratulations to you.
Oh,
but
thank you.
what's next? Like, when you're, I was going to say when your breasts sag or something. Like that. It's such a people comment, but when the looks are gone, or you're to me, you're thinking ahead. So what is ahead?
I feel like social media, it could have we could, it could all be dropped one day. You never know. It could be the next day.
I could be cancelled tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing about having a public figure is your persona is so important, and being cancelled is so easily accessible to people, and it's like that could happen anytime. So it's like taking that in perspective. So I just think, as any 19-year-old would, is like any tangible sort of items like real estate, houses and property, that's where money will always lie. So I've got property in Queensland, and I just bought a house in Port Noarlunga, so I'm just gonna focus on that. And
were you the bitch that took the place that she wanted?
In Port Noarlunga South?
Yeah. Sorry.
I would say the address, but that's probably not a good idea.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So
so funny.
Yeah, you seem to be thinking ahead. Who's advising on this shit?
Me. Who's advising me?
Yeah.
Who's advising it?
Yeah.
Me. I have no support net. I don't have a support network. Like, I'm not close to my family at all. So it's like I'm learning from mistakes, and it's like I've got a good accountant. He's amazing. But I'm just... Yeah, I feel like learning, like going through challenges and going through crap and losing money, losing friends and losing family, it's kind of just put me in a position where I'm like so comfortable being by myself and being self-absorbed and only having myself, that I have to make the decisions. And, if I make the wrong one, I just have to make the right one next time.
So diversifying, no doubt about it. That's clear. I think that's a strategy that works. You have some shares, have some property, have some businesses, have some startup businesses that you hope take off.
Yeah.
To me, that's a successful way of looking forward. Some people think you should put all your eggs in one basket and go for it. But you're clearly trying to diversify in what you're doing. Yeah. So what do how do you make a call about buying a property, or like, are you looking to, because I noticed that you're thinking of going to move to LA, like everyone seems to want to go do that. Like, you're not even 21. How old are you? 19. Yeah. Fuck, I just got a fake ID. They won't know who I am. But, everyone wants to do that. Yeah. And now I've grown up thinking, a lot of my mates didn't have left South Australia because we couldn't pay enough here in the Eastern Seaboard, paid more money and stuff like that. And I think SA has really turned around. I feel like I hate that people go, Adelaide's so shit. And it's like, because people leave Adelaide and they go somewhere else, it's like I kind of want to bring, make Adelaide, make people want to come to Adelaide instead of Gold Coast and Melbourne. Like, we have a lot. We have wineries. We have the best beaches. We have food. Yeah, best food by a long shot. We're a festival state. We have festivals weekly. Like, we're a good state, and it's the people that are leaving and going to Gold Coast. And like, I've been everywhere in Australia. Haven't been overseas yet, but I know I haven't been overseas. Only just got my passport. Wow. Yeah. All right, cool. You got so much more to look forward to. But I noticed you did want to go to LA. Why LA? Oh, to meet Logan Paul. Oh, yeah, Logan Paul and Charlie Dixon's coming with me. I'll take first date over there. No, I am. So I'm a part of the Playboy Mansion. So when they emailed me, it was so weird because they reshared my
pics from like 2018 when I was like skating and surfing, like Playboy magazine Australia, and they must have just been following my content for like a couple of months, and they just emailed me to be in a selection process for their Playmate house, and I went through it, and it was about 2-3 days of interviewing, FaceTime, all of this, and then got through, and now play my part of the Playboy centerfold, because it's like an app now. Let me show you.
Can I, what? So hang on, can you not buy a Playboy?
So it's like so it's like you have to get
So how much am I paying for this subscription?
It's the same as OnlyFans. So
okay.
It's like and then you just have and it's just
for people that can't see it, it's just like they look classy like photos.
Yeah. Everyone shit. But I'll go to America I'm gonna go over there. I think January for a boot camp for Playboy, which would be.
Sorry, what happens at the Playboy boot camp? All right, no, your bra's too big. Gotta get smaller. Come on, get those.
To find out.
Get those puppies up. Come on, no eating for you. Like, what the fuck happens at these camps?
Oh, I'm not sure, but because I'm one of the youngest competitor there, not competitor, person.
I like
Playmate.
this. This is now a competition.
Now it's a competition. So I have a lot of more paperwork I have to do because I'm not 21. So I'm guessing a lot of stuff involves, hosting and having alcohol and stuff. I'm not sure. It's a full thing I have to sign. There's a lot of
have you seen the Playboy doco?
Yeah, I don't want to.
It's pretty
it's different now. I'm a
bit horrified. When things come out when someone's dead. Yeah. They sort of can't defend themselves.
I just feel like it's back in 50 years ago.
Oh, it was a lot different.
Everything's different. It was literally probably the classiest escorting place in the world. That's what it was.
Yep.
And I feel like anything now, like it's more like modeling, if anything. It's like the top tier sexualized modeling. It's like Victoria's Secret, but like sexualized in a way. And it's not escorting, and people could think of it like that, but it's like, the people that are thinking of it like that is what they grew up with. That's what they've seen the Playboy Mansion and, the girl next door and all of that stuff like that. It's a different mindset, and I feel like it's definitely developed since then.
So have we become so woke that we can't have a Victoria's Secret parade anymore?
No, we do have a Victoria's Secret parade.
No, it's stopped.
It stopped. No, it's stopped.
It's stopped.
It's stopped. I don't even know.
Yeah.
What?
So there's no more angels.
I'll create my own.
Another frightening documentary to watch.
Yeah.
But wow. Is it to a stage because that objectifies women? I'm a bit out of my league here. So that objective. So that's what people are saying. But for me, you actually want that.
I feel like it's
not objectifying, but you actually,
I feel like our generation have become soft. It's like. Where
our generation is in
my generation.
You.
My generation is
born
soft.
in like, what year? Just human.
2003.
I went to my first rave in 2003.
That's crazy.
Joey Beltram. I love it. So you're saying that?
I'm saying that because it's like. With everything going on, like all the, LGBTQ and all of that, people have become like, it's so offensive, and it's like, I don't really even know, like the terms and stuff people use, and people have become so, like emotional, and it's like, they have more of I'm not the word I'm trying to say, but we don't have an understanding of it, and I feel like it's just this generation now, like my generation, that are becoming more aware of that, and especially the sex industry as well.
So I think I'm one of the guys that I definitely watched the Victoria's Secret pageant, or what they did was amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was a show, right? It was a spectacle, and I guess someone short probably couldn't be successful in that show. That's just how it went. You had to be you had to have a certain length of legs, but I don't. That now is seen to be, that's not cool. Where they've actually stopped it enough, and now you got Rihanna's taken over, and I think she's got something called the Fenty Show.
Yeah,
and that's all body shapes and whatever, and I'm fine with that. I don't care.
Yeah,
but I guess it all comes down to what people are watching.
And it's like what people, I think it's good that stuff like that is happening because it's like, I think people, especially because social media is become so accessible to the younger generation. It's like 11-year-olds and 10-year-olds have TikTok and stuff that it's like they're seeing stuff like that now, and like to normalize, like to not characterize the perfect body or the perfect person or what someone should look like is like so good. Like I feel like that's probably the best thing about why shows like that have stopped, because it's people like Rihanna and that are creating that diversity, that it's okay to be whatever you perceive yourself as. And especially because, yeah, like I said, 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds, like I have 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds come up to me at the shops knowing me, and like that's
I was on my dad's OnlyFans page.
No kidding. I reckon a week ago I had a daughter and a son come up to me, and they're all at Sushi Chain, and the dad was out there, and they're like, "Oh, my dad knows you, and we're coming to get a photo with you." I'm like, "This is so awkward."
That's
He was a dilf though. He was a dilf. I do like him.
Dad, I'd like to fuck. Yeah. That's a good term. I don't think I've heard that.
A dilf and a milf.
Oh yeah, I know the MILF though. I know that one. So what? Yeah, I'm a DILF. I'm DILF. So I understand, like, it should be any body types and whatnot. That's fine. Yeah. I totally get that. But, you know, the Victoria's Secret came on a bit of fire because it had to be this. And then the girls sort of got together about how tough it was as well. Like, you know, I drink water for like a week leading up to the event. But is that not the same as any model in this day and age?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough question because it's something that the body imaging is a tough. And I've got two daughters, and they're both like little rock stars. They're cheer girls. Their core body strength is ridiculous. Yeah. And I think, fuck, you know, the other day my daughter turned around and she goes, "Oh, Dad, do I look fat in this?" And I was like,
"Yeah, fuck.
What the fuck?" I said, Who the fuck
are you fucking with, bitch?
Natalie, get out of here. Are you talking about what I look? Because my wife always, what do I look like? And I'm like, where the fuck does this come from? And she said at school, and I said, that's ridiculous. You're crazy. Fucking beautiful, no matter how you look.
Even my generation, even the younger generation, and I'm 19. I feel like people younger than me look literally 20. I feel like 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds. Well, it's like even me, some people are like, I don't even look 19. It's like, that just amazes me and I feel like that's just the development from media and from everything in the past decade has like transformed and like made people mature and grow quicker than they should.
Everyone's growing quicker than they should. And there's, you know, I think there's a lot to be saying to that. The media that's coming up and everything that we see, you know, I don't think you have to be Einstein to figure out that things like Netflix that produce amazing content and Amazon Prime that produce amazing content. I look at that and I think, okay, this puts some minority fields on the market. Yeah. And I'll say it for Formula One. Yeah. Drive to Survive on Netflix has changed the way specifically females look at Formula One. Yeah. And I look at that and what other shows they do it with. They have a cheer show that now, because my girls do cheer, I'm watching a cheer show. And now I follow
you watch it in your
I follow Gabrielle Butler, and like I look at that, I think, fuck, that's amazing. And we're lucky that we're involved. We're in a time and place where you can watch something of quality content. Yeah.
And learn from it.
And learn from
and educate yourself.
100%. Educate yourself, because I think I'm a pretty open. Yeah. I'm a pretty open book, and I don't think I would sit there and coming into speaking to you, if someone wants to sell nudes of themselves, fine. If someone wants to sleep with people and have sex and make money from that for a living, I'm fine, because as long as they're not forced or coerced.
And it's consensual. And the thing is with how OnlyFans is different, and like people like have no right to be like, you know, you're a slut, you're a hoe, you do OnlyFans. It's like what I'm doing is not illegal at the end of the day. OnlyFans in writing does not say it is illegal anywhere in the world. So it's like you cannot perceive, and it's like what I said, it's all online. So it's like, and whatever, you know, you could be a tradie, you could do anything, and it's like I could stereotype a tradie, I could stereotype a brain surgeon, you could stereotype anything, but at the end of the day, it's how you perceive yourself is how everyone will receive you as, and it's like, I'm
Yeah, you seem very switched on that, and I think if you continue on that vein, and
It's
you
good to
are vain, you
educate
are
us.
self-centered because
You gotta be.
we have this conversation about Drakes all the time. It's like my dad put the business first before family. My general manager, who's my boss, he puts the business before his family. But there seems to be a line that we're like, well, I'm lucky enough that I always put my family before the business. And you can see it now. The whole world has changed, gone from doing 100 hours a week just to grow to the top. Now it's 45 hours a week or whatever, and you get that day back from your time. When you actually work from home, when you actually get that and make a living from it, it must be difficult to find the motivation. What motivation do you find from
like
it?
being horny all the time. It is, no, it is. It's.
I have that problem all the time.
I bet.
I totally don't. But you know, you're gonna wake up some days and go, I can't be fucked doing this. I'm sure, or not.
You can be, but I love it, and it's like any job. Honestly, if you wake up and you do not like your job, change your job. There are a million trillion jobs in the world, and it's so easy to go get one. And like what I said, if you don't enjoy it, if I woke up and I was like, I can't be fucked doing this today, it's like I'm in the wrong industry. I shouldn't be doing this, but I never wake up and I do that because I enjoy what I do, and it is work, but it's like I said, it's enjoyable.
Are you taking my rule book out here? Because I like it. It made me think about the amount of people that have lots of lovely followers. I also get a few that aren't so lovely, aka keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
Now, these are the people that when you try to reach out to them and actually talk with them, they turn around and like won't talk, but they're quite happy to sit there and send a message. So how do you actually deal with your keyboard warriors? And I dare say you would get quite a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, I feel like...
Or even better, give us your latest example of a keyboard warrior.
Latest example. I got I'll give you one in person, then one on... the keyboard warrior. So in online...
I love how you get in person. That's rock star. So
that's a lot of... alcohol and women do not mix. So getting that...
Do you watch Yellowstone?
No.
There's a fucking massive incident where this chick goes, I'm married, and he goes, yeah, my wife's there, and she's looking at him, and she comes over, she goes, I'm gonna go fuck your husband, and then she just glasses her.
Oh. Just usual.
She's a psychopath, but I think to myself, when I'm out in public, I'm very cautious when I'm in the northern suburbs because they seem to be where my magicians are.
Yeah.
But it's really positive.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
I actually haven't had people really sit there and stick it to me because I know I can't please everyone.
Yeah.
And we as a team, we don't try to please everyone because you just can't.
You're standing for what you agree, and it's like everyone has different perspectives. So it's like they're going to have an opinion no matter if it's right or wrong. And I feel like that's just how you got to look at it as like my industry is so controversial that it's like the more hate I get, the more you'll realise that you are making it further and further up the table because it's like that's just how it's going to be. And then because people will always be jealous if you're more successful, if you have more money or if you have,
more
guys
things
that they want. Yeah, more stuff that they want. And it's like my whole industry is about that luxury lifestyle and having, it's all about, people subscribing and people wanting to see you. So I'm always going to have that hate. But the way I look at it as you just got to look at it as hate, and that's just that. You can't change it. You can't, get them to understand you because that's just how jealousy works. But you just can't let it really affect you. And it just kind of reflects what goes on in their life because they literally only know you from a cover. Like they don't know anything about you. They just look at you like you have a Rolex, you got this, you got that, and they just judge you from that. So you just got to look at it as like for them to say something so hurtful and crap about you. It's like some fucked up shit must be going on in your life to reflect that behavior. And you have to be very strong-minded and not let shit like that affect you because you will not get anywhere and you won't get far in that industry if you don't cop the hate and learn how to learn from that and not retaliate is the biggest thing.
Yeah, do you listen to Gary Vee at all? Have you heard of Gary Vee?
Yeah, I have. I haven't listened. I've heard of him. Yeah.
So for me, one of the things that that hammers home on is, do what you do and don't give a fuck about what anyone else thinks. And when I've listened to, you had a podcast with a couple of your mates that I listened to.
Yeah.
Was that the Lemon Lime Bitters guys? What's their podcast?
A Shouting Around podcast. Yeah, they're lads shouting around.
Yeah, shouting around. And I listened to that, and one thing that came out of that, which for me, I was like, you really do take on what people are saying to you. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, you got to learn to just like not give a fuck. I'm going what I'm doing. But after speaking to you, you actually do that. So. Yeah.
Oh, you have to, because it's like, especially like I said, the industry is so controversial. It's like you're not there. You're there to please people that people subscribe to see you. So you're there to please them. And it's like the people that are giving you hate and reporting your accounts, you got to learn not to give a fuck about them, because at the end, they can't determine shit going on in your life. And if you listen to them, you're going to end up in a deep, dark hole and you're not going to get anywhere. And it's like, that's where I don't want to be. So it's like, the more hate I get, I kind of just look at it as a good thing, because it kind of like fuels you up. And it's like, you know what, fuck, I must be really getting around, word going around that it's popping off if people are saying this much crap.
Popping off? Like, seriously, that's not a term that I've come
popping off. That's like, doing well. You got to stay relevant. That's the thing as well. Any publicity is good publicity. And even though that's controversial in itself, it's like, like I said, I have to stay relevant even if it's good or bad. Someone could be like, did you see Tilds' sex tape, blah, 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 this is shit, look how crap she looked. But whoever they're talking to, someone out of that might be like, oh my God, wait, she has OnlyFans, let's subscribe. So it's like, I'm making money even being relevant if it's negative.
So how do you look bad in a sex tape? And what do you still call it a fucking tape? It doesn't go on a tape. I mean, I can show you tapes.
It's
they're full of driving. They're not full of, they're actually not full of anything other than driving through the hills. But what do you call it? It's not. Do you call it tape?
Yeah, sex tape.
Even though it's not a tape.
It's like a video. It just sounds hot. Like, it sounds like a movie. I can't be like, here's my sex scene, or like, it just sounds hot. You gotta elaborate it, and you gotta seduce the readers,
Here's my Charlie Dixon sex tape. Is that what you think would be hot?
Yeah. Full stop. Mind blown.
Okay, so when I sit there and we talk about sex tapes, we talk about the keyboard warriors, they're everywhere. And I think I've come from an industry that needs to please every customer. And, in our philosophy, Dad's got rule number 1, customer's always right.
Yeah.
Rule number 2, if the customer's wrong, refer to rule number 1.
Yeah.
Now, I understand the philosophy, but during COVID, we made a bit of a change to how this is. When someone abused one of our team members, we stood on the front line. We got known for actually sticking up for our team, saying, if you abuse one of my team, fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't deserve to be treated as the number 1 customer.
Yeah, exactly.
So you treat each one of your subscribers as a number 1 customer? Do you get any people like say things to you like, oh, your fucking ass is big, you fucking need bigger breasts.
Oh, all the time.
Your nose is too big, your hair's too long.
Yeah.
Do you get people?
Yeah, all the time. And in person and online, on all platforms, Twitter, Snapchat, OnlyFans. Like, people will critique you no matter what you do if you're in the public eye, because people always have a reason to hate, because they're, it comes down to jealousy. And I feel like people will always do that because you're in the public eye. Like, it's like any celebrity. I've probably said some stuff about celebrities that I've seen before, but it's like you can't let that affect you, like I said, because it will just, determine where else you'll end up. But
does it affect you?
It does, as sad as shit as this sounds, but like nothing will ever be what I had to deal with my family, and not having them at all through fucking anything, through uni, through court cases, through anything. I had nothing, and I feel like someone could be like, you should get bigger tits, pay for tits. It's like that doesn't mean shit to me, like, compared to that. And I'm kind of glad scenarios like that with my family has happened, because now I'm like a brick wall. Like, you can say something to me and it will just like rebound off. And I'm grateful for it, and it's sad and positive, because it's like, I'm a lot more mature now to deal with crap like that, and it's just easier to deal with keyboard warriors. Like, they don't really mean anything to me. And I feel like you have to go through that challenge to be in the industry I am, because otherwise you won't be popular, or you won't, you won't want to be horny and film sex tapes and shit because you feel shit about yourself.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of courage as well.
Yeah, you're putting it out there. It's like...
Yeah, I know you are putting it out there. And yeah, it takes a lot of courage to do that. So I'll give you 100% kudos for doing that.
Yeah.
Having lots of money at a young age, and, you're talking 7 figures for a yearly income, and for a under 21-year-old, let's stick with an American age.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Very well done.
you.
So fucking happy for you.
Yeah.
That comes with a lot of complications.
Yeah.
What do you think's the biggest complication about that?
I personally reckon would probably be dealing with people in power, dealing with people that have a higher authority than you, like lecturers or like police officers or anyone in slight...
Whoa, does a police officer have a higher power?
Or like someone that has a slight, like, higher authority, you're very, very looked down on. Like, they characterize you, like how we were talking about those 3 categories of being being an escort, OnlyFans, or porn star. They characterize you like you're the bottom, like you're selling yourself. And I think that's the number one thing that it's very hard to deal with, like, especially parents and, like, imagine if I have a partner, how I'm going to talk to their parents, like them telling them that it's a lot to deal with, but I feel like me learning from my family and what right and wrong and how to explain it has made me more, like, it's more knowledgeable than it is challenging at this point in time. Or it would be, like getting friends and like partners and stuff is more difficult, because it's like I said, it's kind of like they look at you as like an ATM, and it's shit because it's like, I'm 19. It's not like, it's just, it's full on, and finding like the real people, like not being like, no one's going to, trusting people, and like, just trusting anyone really after all the crap I've dealt with.
I think finding people that are not after something from you.
Yeah. Like it's not.
That's hard.
It is. And it's especially being so young and like in Adelaide, it's not like I'm in LA and there's millions of people. It's like everyone in Adelaide knows what I do.
Just don't take this the wrong way. I didn't. I've learnt so much over the last few weeks.
Oh, bless.
I was like, oh fuck, okay.
What is OnlyFans?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I was like, wow, I've learnt a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's extremely hard to find people that are with you that aren't after something.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking on my own behalf that you get lots of people that are talking to you for the wrong reason. Yeah. You would get that all the time. I understand my looks. I understand people want to really hang out with me.
Of course.
I get it. But I think you'd get it twofold, and being a lot younger. My younger days were partying pretty hard, harder than anyone I knew. So I look at that and people go, do you regret that? And I'm like, no, that
do it again.
That actually formed who I am today. And it gives me a much level-headed way to deal with every walk of life, from people with extreme amounts of money to people with nothing at all.
Yeah.
And I think it's given me that level-headedness. So I don't take the way. So kudos to you. It's going to be very, very, very difficult for you to actually sit there and take on board and move forward.
Yeah. So it's definitely like...
It's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, having those challenges though, like what you said, even though I haven't, you got way more experience than I do. I've only got this 1 year really. But even the challenges I've had, it's like, I'm not relying on partying like, every other 19-year-old. I feel like I've... aged like 10, 15 years, and like just that 6 months having money and having the friends I was with and having my family around me at that point was like, maturity just went whoop through the roof.
Yeah, it's such a big learning curve. So you got a lot
to go.
You got a lot more to go. So do your friends see you as famous?
I don't even see myself as famous. I don't consider myself famous. I I just sell nudes. I sell nudes and I do TikTok. It's not like I seriously don't consider myself famous. I think I'm just in Adelaide, and it's just like a lot of people know me. Like I know of me. That's how I look at it as. And my friends don't really see it as that. Every time someone comes up to me, it's still like what I said, like the first time someone comes up to me, and I'm like,
it's cool.
This is so sick.
No.
And I always say to my friends, as soon as I start becoming a bitch towards people, you have to pull my head in, because that's one thing I really don't ever want to be, is like becoming like more known and famous, that like I become way too self-absorbed. I just like, start being a cunt to people and not want to chat to them. Yeah. Because that's what I fear of, and I feel like people, yeah.
The latest Gary Vee just put out a piece with Shaq.
Yeah.
I think I'm flexing here. I was at Super Bowl. We went out late and we're in the foyer, and fucking Shaq fucking walks in, and I was like, whoa, that's fucking Shaq. And he's
huge.
Huge. And his girlfriend is like 4 foot.
Aww.
So he walks in, I'm like, fuck that Shaq. And I go, no, you can't go up to him. Fuck that. I'm from Australia.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I ran over, and it was about 2 a.m. I ran over, I said, dude, and his binder said, nah. And I said, dude, I'm from a fucking Australia. And he turned around and goes, from Australia? And he turned around, and I got a photo with him in the elevator, and his head is ducked down from the elevator.
Oh my God, that's...
And Gary Vee was talking to him, and he said, you know what my parents said, like, does that person in the crowd, do they know Shaq as being arrogant? And, and he's like, no. And then in the end he goes, my number one point is that I need to be humble. Yeah. And I've been humble my whole life. And he says a lot more deep voice than me. But
nice and deep.
I was like, that's exactly, my old man says the same thing, to be humble. Yeah. And that's so true, and it's really hard in this generation to have all these things and be very fortunate to come across as humble, because I've got to...
Oh, it's the biggest compliment, isn't it? Especially someone that has only seen your persona, or like seeing your persona and then meeting you, and then for them to be like, you know what, you're so humble and like nice. It's like that beats any compliment anyone could say, because that's when you're like, shit, yeah, we're doing well.
That's cool. So, we sit there and we see OnlyFans, and some people, well, I didn't realise this until I started doing the research. They think OnlyFans are porn, they're sluts, they're whores, they just chasing the attention. I think you've explained that to be not the case, but what do you say to people that actually just look at it in a very narrow-minded view?
I feel like that's like anything. You could look at anything and be narrow-minded. And it's just like people like that, clearly, they don't have people just, everyone should be open-minded about anything. Like when I worked in Drake's, I learned one thing of being in checkout is like you have to be nice to anyone, because you do not know who walks in. Like it could be, the prince's cousin of Buckingham Palace. You never know. And the amount of people I met, like I met my lecturer that taught me when I was doing nursing. It's like you never know who you're going to meet. So it's like having that open-minded and being nice to anyone, because you don't know what, position they're in their life, is a game changer. And I feel like people that look at OnlyFans and have that narrow-mindedness are dumb, because honestly you could be making billions if you found an OnlyFans girl and you did content with her. I feel like people don't know that the industry is so much bigger than people think, and then for them to look at it like it's you're just selling yourself and you're a hoe. And it's like every girl and guy everyone sells nudes, and I'm just making millions off of it. And then
I don't sell nudes. Fuck.
Not yet. Send nudes, not sell them.
Okay. Like, fuck, I'm not making money from selling nudes. Fuck.
No, I didn't say that.
I'm doing it all wrong. Oh my God, I can't believe this.
Yeah, come on now. But I feel like
that gets a dick pic. She goes, what the fuck have you just sent me? But it's probably too much information.
It's the different generation. But you should be open-minded with everything, hey?
No, and I do agree with you on that.
Yeah.
The outfits you wear. Now, after doing my research with you, I've noticed that there's lots of outfits. And, I wear a white shirt, I wear black pants. People jokingly comment about, geez, I'd love to see this guy's wardrobe. And trust me, it's white shirts, black
Zebra
pants.
stuff.
It's quite amazing. How about you?
I did that.
You're wearing all sorts of outfits. We've got a girl that works for us, Dee, and she does lots of cosplay.
I love that, yeah.
She's fucking awesome at Wavell. I'm calling out Dee. And I sit there and I go, okay, you must have a lot of outfits. A bit hard, it's a bit difficult because she works for us. You don't. But I looked at you've got a fucking million outfits.
Yeah.
So this wardrobe, it must be an obsession.
Yeah, we have 2 rooms for my clothes and my shoes. I'm a massive. What happened was I hit the gamer market doing Twitch, and then I hit the sneaker market.
Hang on, what games do you play? We haven't even talked about games.
I really play 2K. I'm a bit of a theme for like 2K 22 and 20.
When was the last time you played a game? I reckon Twitch would be so last year.
I haven't done. It was more like I play in my own time. I didn't do it on Twitch. I just was in the pool and just chatted on Twitch with my tits out.
Matt,
I need to get
Matt, we should do this.
Yeah.
She's educating you.
I'm educated. Be on my Twitch stream.
Done. These guys won't let me do Twitch, but I got an Oculus headset. That's how I do my workouts in the morning.
Oh.
Have you done Oculus? Have you done VR porn?
I haven't done VR porn.
No. So I've got some mates, and I'm not going to name them.
That sounds so dodgy.
Nah, I won't. But you put on the headset, and so it's VR. It's Oculus.
Does it work?
100%. And they tell me they tell me that if you pay a bit of a subscription, the graphics get better.
Huh.
I almost bought my Oculus in so you could experience this.
Oh my God, you so should have.
Fuck. I knew it.
That would have been sick.
I fucking knew it. But you can go in and move around and be involved with other parties.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that. That's fun.
Yeah, it's definitely, look.
Different.
Yeah, and if my wife comes down, I'm doing this. I'm not doing this. So it's a little bit different.
Oh. Down.
No, too much. I can tell these guys. So, but the boys, they've ordered some sex dolls and stuff like that. But that's up to them. But it's a very immersive.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
I haven't. I think because I I think I'm just starting to get into that sort of gaming industry. I'm getting an NFT made of me, which is like something I'm just starting to get into, is all of that sort of raging. And I probably after that will probably be something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty full on.
It's different.
Look,
it's a market.
I know
in itself.
people that know people that can help you out with that. But it's pretty interesting.
It is.
Have you seen how good the sex dolls are?
Yeah, I've been like...
No, like how they can talk and how you can communicate.
Like on the VR or actually in person?
In person.
Yeah, I went to a sexpo in Melbourne.
Okay, yeah, they have them there.
Yeah, I was like...
40 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like...
Interchangeable stuff.
It's pretty intense now, isn't it? I'm like...
Well, you don't need to leave home. And Margot Robbie can be right there in front of me.
That would slap.
What's that mean?
Slap. Oh, you're getting that. So, what was the other one I was saying?
God,
slap and popping. It's just like, it's so good. It's like that slap. Like, these pods are slapping. Like this
okay.
slapping.
See, I like this. That's what I like about it. I learned so much. The sex doll, it's probably cheaper than my wife.
What? 40. So they're like 40 grand.
40 grand, and you can design them however you want.
Wow.
They do talk. They talk and they learn too. So you can take them out to dinner.
That scares. Nah, that fucking
like
weird.
Hold this thing. It's made of silicone. You pop it on the chair and you can have a.
Nah, see. Like,
have you seen? No. Have you?
I haven't seen that. That's a bit intense.
No, I'll show you. Vice have done it. Like it's crazy.
You've done it.
No. Now that's the part that.
Now that's the part we won't put on here.
No, I haven't. But the boys, I show the video. That's a bit freaky. But they're like, oh, how do you order them?
Who?
These sex dolls.
How do you order them? Is it just
you
online?
buy them online. Yeah.
It's like a Tesla.
Oh, my wife is going to kill me after that comment. Yeah. But how do you the order, so that okay, just to anyone's listening, there's a whole segment on there, so I've been told. But these sex dolls.
Oh, yeah, you're like very in on it, aren't you?
No, it's they're crazy.
I didn't know they were like
because I keep thinking, how do you look forward? Does someone go, oh, you know what? That's not that bad. It's got, I got different vaginas. And
are you thinking I create a sex doll?
Things.
Like a sex doll?
Maybe you could create a sex. I hadn't thought of that.
That'd be cool. I could do that. Could whip that one up.
That guy, these guys are making them and they're handmade. They're designed to order. So if you want like Russian chick, if you want an Asian chick, if you wanted the different style, you design it.
That's actually so good. It was like on OnlyFans. I've sold heaps of my underwear and like you can sell.
You have an underwear?
Yeah, you can resell it. I sell it for $1,000. A pair of underwear, used underwear. You can
my underwear. So this is, you're not selling hang on, this is your underwear.
My underwear, yeah. And it's like that, and also I've done like what was it? There's heaps of stuff. I've done heaps of my toys and everything you can sell. Like you do it as a bidding thing and they bid it. It's like that's like a full nother market you hit. Yeah. It could be like a used hairbrush. Like people are weird. People love that shit. It's like
do you clean it?
Oh, it's usually clean. Apart from the underwear, because I'm like, oh, they're paying $1,000 for used underwear. It kind of has to have coming.
Oh my God, this is just
absurd.
Okay, I've got heaps of underwear. Sorry.
You should do it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I can help. So, wow. Okay. Fuck.
What else? I've sold, because I've had a few phones. I sold a phone for like $11,000 and it was a bidding cost and all I did was remove it, deleted all content, had it checked 4 times, so make sure no one gets my shit back. And it just had a video and a few unseen images on there. And then someone brought it for $11,000.
Fucking good on you. Like
I'd just say it was used.
I've got heaps of stuff on my phone.
You could sell your stuff. I bet there would be people that would be like, I would love his tie. Oh.
This is getting out of control. So I got a mate. Now this is where you get to the sense of seriousness. He's got a channel, 0 to 60. Right?
It's a channel?
A YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a pretty straight cut guy, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Andrew, like an unbelievably hot girlfriend. Like I don't know how he's done it. You know what? Neither does he, to be honest. So
that he's got her.
Yeah, she's smoking hot.
Yeah,
like smoking hot. And I'm like, so the cops came and raided his house.
Wow.
Because what he does, he films 0 to 60. So it could be in different cars.
Yeah.
But then the cops came. 5 federal police came and raided his house. Took all of his content. So you could imagine if someone's filming 0 to 60, he's got probably stuff that he doesn't want people to see.
Yeah.
Driving fast on a road.
Yeah.
And they took all his content. So then they came back and they charged him with 27 counts of dangerous driving. Now, this is a guy with 30,000 YouTube fans. Yeah. So, not huge, but this is a straight cut, laced guy. Like, he's such I love the guy. He's such a great guy. And I think, fuck, that's almost killed his whole thing. Yeah. And I look at all the other stupid shit I see and I think they've picked on this guy. Yeah. So someone, he said to me, he goes, dude.
Someone would have reported him.
No, but someone has watched every piece of content he's ever made. Yeah. What would happen if
I wouldn't want to know.
What would happen if someone came to you and took? Well, you're only your phone, but he had gigabytes of content. Yeah. What would happen to you?
I would say good luck because I have everything. I have 4 laptops, 6 phones, 2 USBs, 2 iPads,
and a partridge and a battery.
And
a partridge and a battery.
And what is that? A partridge and a battery. And it's all.
Isn't that like the Christmas song? I hate pigeon birds. Sorry.
I was like singing over there, but I have it all saved and everything. If they were to take it all, that's all right. I'll just start again. I'm not that cut up. Like I've already sold the content. I'm keen to just
He got done for dangerous driving.
What would I get done for?
I don't know. It's
Nothing.
explicit stuff.
No, it's not illegal.
Yeah. Anyway, moral of the story is it just goes to show that you produce the content.
Yeah,
You
it's
deliver
always in effect of like you losing it though. Like, you know, your phone could just fuck up one day, or you could lose it, or someone could steal like that. You're always, every time you post something, you're always at a cost where something's going to happen, and you've just got to live that risk. Otherwise, you're not going to move forward, or you're not going to
100%.
get other content.
Okay, I'm getting told to wrap it up. This is okay. This is not good. I got questions. I got plenty of questions. We haven't even answered the fans' questions, but let's go. What demographic are your followers? Male, female?
When I first started, it was like maybe 80% male and 20% female, and the age range was like 15 to 40. And then it's kind of maybe like a 50-50 now, male and female, and I think it's more females are subscribing to see what I do and seeing how successful I run my thing, and they're just like using it as a scaffold for their
Copy.
own. Yeah. Which is not good, so don't do that, because I will fine you and I will sue you.
No, but they can copy your content.
They can, unless like I've had one girl where she's copied my entire 6 menus from like fingering in the shower 3 minutes 49, like to the minutes, and I sent her warnings to be like, look.
It's amazing timing. That's pretty good acting.
It's all real.
I know, no, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
For you, not for her. 3 minutes 49, that's very specific.
Yeah, it was like stuff like that, and it sucks when people do copy it to a specific point, because it's like, man, like, you know, I had a full year of working what works and what doesn't, and now you're taking the shit that's making me successful when you've had it for a month.
Yeah, the disadvantage of being successful.
Yeah, but you can sue them for copyright and infringement of property, because it's on my OnlyFans first. And there's heaps of ways you can get around it. But because I'm in the top percentile, I'm like in direct contact with OnlyFans, so I can get an account determinated with information like that, which is really, really good. But it also sucks for someone that's not in the position I'm in, and people are doing that to them.
Yeah, but you're not. Okay, that's interesting. But I'm assuming you're not. Are you sitting there going, nah, fuck that bitch?
Nah. I always give them an ultimatum, and I send them a message. And
Do you?
Yeah, because it's like, you know, it's a learning curve. They're trying to learn off me, and that I'm honoured that they think that, you know, I'm good enough they're learning, taking information off me and see if it works for them. But when they're a cunt about it and they're like, you know, I talk to them about it, and they're not, like, they're disrespectful and being like, you know, you don't own OnlyFans, and it's like, that cuts deep, because it's like, man, that, you know, you're copying me, like, and I'm trying to be nice about it. Like, I do try to see in their perspective, and you have to be open-minded to stuff like that, because otherwise you're going to form enemies, and, you know, they could be the people that report my accounts.
Yeah, interesting. We have a bit of a philosophy that when you lead from the front, who gives a fuck what everyone else does?
Yeah.
You know, over COVID, we did lots of stuff, but we're running out of time, I've been told. So you edit, you do your content.
Yeah.
Do you do it off your phone?
Yeah, everything. And my iPad and
you
laptop.
don't have Premiere Pro, you don't have...
Or I use, like, apps on my phone. Like Splice, you know, hell basic stuff. I do it all myself. No one does anything. No one takes my photos. No one takes my videos.
I've turned into a bit of a meme master.
A meme master.
I got a guy
You could have a field day with my content then.
I could, but I've only just recently seen your content, but I got a guy called Seb. I think we're meme lords in our friends. And some of the edits I've done, pretty good. Okay, well, I think they're pretty good. So
Yeah.
I understand. So you do it all yourself. Okay, so no
Yeah.
Premiere Pro, no
No.
Final Cut Pro.
No.
Okay, cool. So people stealing content.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's a pretty touchy subject. The rules. So I'm in a group that sometimes someone will send a photo of, you know, if someone's on, what's the shows on TV, building shit.
House rules.
The Block.
The Block. Close.
Yeah, sorry. So someone's putting content, and the next minute, boom, 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 there's a heap of photos. So someone's obviously gone in, paid the money, stolen all their pictures, and then dropped it to the group. I mean, from that, I guess I never thought, I'm going to go sign up to that, because I'm not looking for it. But do you think that's positive impact for you, or do you think that's a negative impact for you? To me, it's seems to be like stealing.
Yeah, it is, because it's like, I think on my to actually share my content and screenshot or anything like that is illegal, because it's copyright of infringement of my property. And there's a lot, I feel like OnlyFans creators don't quite understand like how to go about it, because it is everything is money. So to get a lawyer and to get the right information to send to someone, to the right person, is time consuming and is expensive. So it's like, I feel like people, OnlyFans, just go, oh no, it's publicity, it's fine. But I've got an app where they're called Centers, and I pay $400 a month for them to keep my images off Google. And it's hectic. So they do all the work for me. So they send the letter to the website, and they get it taken down in like 7 days. But the more relevant you are, the more content that is going to be.
Yeah,
up
I
there.
get that.
Yeah.
So I've noticed I don't have that problem.
Really?
So yeah, does that happen a lot?
Yeah. And I take it as a good thing, because it means I'm relevant. More people are seeing it. Like I get it taken down weekly, but it's like it's still going to be up there because other people are screenshotting it and sharing it on other web pages, which is a good thing. And it's like,
so is it full? It's the full. It's like full, like the proper. Someone has paid.
And gone onto my
but got more than a subscription. Got the one without the emojis
and
eggplant. Now, just quickly on the eggplant emoji, is it not reverse? Like when I watch it with Mr. Whatever,
you said you didn't watch it.
Like it's revert. Like shouldn't it be the big part of the eggplant?
What?
The
What are you
balls?
on about?
Like,
no, I just stick it wherever.
You don't turn it the right way.
Yeah, I just like, and then you're intrigued. You're like, oh, that should be the other way around. Let's message her.
You didn't do that on purpose.
Yeah, I did.
Get fucked. Okay, well, it got me. Fucking hell. Okay, so question time.
Yes.
Josh Durant, 92. Now, doesn't know that Drake's is no longer Foodland, but where do you shop? He actually asked, do you shop at Foodland? That's not me, but that's okay.
Yeah, I shop all the time. I'm a cook. I love cooking and I love fresh food. So I'm either at Central Markets or I'm at Woolworths or Drake's.
Which Woolworths?
Down at Aldinga or Seaford. What?
It's okay. No judgment here. At FO20 day, if I see her in town, what's the chance of getting a pic with her to make a girl jealous? Now, fucking funny. Yeah, that's a question.
That's do you know how common that is for guys or girls to come up to me and be like, oh, can I get a photo with you to make my boyfriend jealous or my ex? Or like, there's always a backstory to someone asking me for a photo, and I sit there, I'm like, yes.
I've never heard of that, but cool. I love it. Marco Meatball. Do you put bechamel? Is that in your lasagna?
What is that?
That's the
cheese?
cream. Is that
yum.
Is that sexual?
No.
I think
it's a cream.
I think he's thinking more than cream, but maybe. At Chelsea Lana, are you open to starting new friendships? I'd love to have someone like you for advice.
Yeah. You can message me whenever. I reply to every single message on my messages in Instagram.
$20 a fucking month, bitches.
No, I reply every message. So if you message me, I'll see it.
Okay, well, there you go, Chelsea. Harper, geez, these fucking names.
I'm like, you're going good over there. I'm
Harper
dyslexic as fuck.
Ford. What made you want to start an OnlyFans, and what was your first content like? You know what, we've talked about that, okay? Madeline.nicole.g. What is I can't. What's a sex therapist? Because I noticed that's
that's
your
in my Instagram bio. I'm a sex therapist.
Do you think you know more about sex than me?
No.
Yeah, it's years on the planet. Okay, I'll take that as fucking. Hear that, guys. I'm impressed. Alicia Allura. How much does she love Allura hair and beauty?
She is amazing. I love Alicia. She does my hair. At Allura, they're amazing. She is a sweetheart. Definitely recommend. Definitely recommend.
Oh, that's such a good plug. I love it. Liam.Godfrey90. How's the couch once wife found out? Oh, that's to me. My wife turned around and goes, how's your research going, honey?
I love that.
My wife is so oblivious. I think Nat's like, yeah, babe, what are you doing? Got a podcast? All right. Okay. Oh, yeah, she's hot. And I said, yeah, she's hot. It goes, oh, what's she do? I said, OnlyFans and that. So I go, babe, OnlyFans is a bit more than I thought. And my wife's like, yeah, okay. And then nothing.
She was like,
Yeah.
I'm used to that. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I love my
Bless
wife.
her.
She's the best. Chad Bristow, will she marry me? Doubt it, Chad. W. Dietrich, do you think you can get any guy?
No, nah. No one. I've never been on a date. No one's gone out of their way to come and chat to me. It's weird. I'd love to. I'd love a boyfriend. We can go traveling and stuff. But no, I haven't been on dates. Nothing. I can't get any guy. No one. Like, you can't have a mindset like that. That's just unattractive.
So does the boyfriend have to think, oh, fuck, she's going to film everything. We can travel the world, but I've got to film her fucking me.
Yeah.
Is that what happens?
I feel like the time I find a boyfriend, I'll be retired. I'll be doing something different. I won't. Nah, that's definitely not the way I look at it. Like, he has to. You got to do your own thing, and I do my thing. You just got to be supportive of it.
Author user 13. How much do you earn per month? A lot. SB Busbridge. SB. Do you draw any inspiration from JP's past to now find yourself as one of SA's best entrepreneurs?
Whoa.
Well, that's
insane.
I love it. That's a fucking cool. That
is wicked. That is so sweet.
So they're basically saying, do you draw anything from me? Probably doubt it.
Yes. Are you kidding?
And they're classing you as one of SA's best entrepreneurs.
That's insane. I definitely wouldn't classify myself as an entrepreneur yet or as SA's best, but that's a big compliment. That means a lot. I feel like I'm just
put his phone number here. No, I'm just saying. I'm kidding. So no, that's flattering and that's cool. I can see you're actually gobsmacked by that.
Yeah, that means a lot.
So if you were doing these are the wrap up. So don't get worried. Fuck, this has gone on a while.
I know.
3 hours. This is
3 hours.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. Feels like it's yesterday. If you weren't doing what you're doing now, what would you be doing? Money's not an object.
Nah. I would probably be I was doing cheerleading for a bit, so I'd probably be doing cheerleading. Or I'd probably follow through with being in medicine or like being a paramedic or following the medicine platform if I didn't have that, midlife crisis. Because it was that point where I lost my TikTok as well. Like my first TikTok was when I was getting interviewed. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's do an OnlyFans.
Cool.
So probably, down the track like that.
Now, this is interesting because you're so young. I do these with every person that we've had.
Oh.
This one's a bit hard for you.
Is it something about kids?
No. But it's a question that if you could, most people.
If I could ask my younger self.
Yeah.
If
you could ask your younger, I'll say 18-year-old.
1 year ago.
I know, but if you could go back in time and look back and reflect and go, what advice would you give that person? It's a tough one because you're 1 year past it. You don't know shit. No offense,
true.
You don't know shit.
I don't. And I've exactly like 1 year. I'd probably give myself probably the mindset I have now and just have the most confidence you can. Like just your confidence with anything you do, the way you talk to people, chat to anyone, like having any opportunity and not being shy and not being like, worried about the risk of exposing yourself or doing, talking to people and people perceiving you a different way, just not giving a fuck and I was pretty much like that anyway, but having more of that mindset and just not giving a fuck and being a bit more self-centered.
Well, and I 100% you have to don't give a fuck about what anyone says and does and just do you. So, okay.
Be better than you were yesterday.
So if there was one thing that you could change that would change the world, what would that be? we've had many people like, feed everyone, world peace, no homelessness, make more money for some people. What would it be for you?
I reckon probably would be to resolve the stigma around money, because I feel like hunger, climate change, everything has happened from people having money and being in power. So people that's how all of it's happened. So if I were to change, maybe the stigma around the mindset people have when they have money would probably be the number one, because we're all in these world issues and wars happen because of people with more money and people wanting to take over countries. And so, yeah, probably to be able to change that mindset people have when they are in that position would probably be something I'd change.
Love it. Now, it comes to the crescendo. This here, if you died and came back to life as a board game.
As a board game?
And it might be a bit tough for you because you probably never played a fucking board game. So
Yes,
I'm happy. So if you died and came back as a board game, what board game would best describe your life? Now, it's while you're thinking.
Yeah.
We've had Mousetrap, Snakes and Ladders, Trivial Pursuit, Risk. Yeah, we've had a whole lot of board. I'm happy for you to throw in what do they call it? A gaming game. Huh?
Yeah, what's your game? Yeah.
Oh, mine's Scrabble. Because sometimes I say stuff fucking amazing, unbelievable, and sometimes I say it and it's shit. But I can take it either way. That's me, and I say it as it is.
Yeah.
So for me, with Scrabble, it was easy. I've had Darren Thomas, I'm pretty sure, with Snakes and Ladders. Thomas Farms Foods, probably one of the biggest exporters of beef in the country, one of the biggest businesses in the world, right here in South Australia. And just such a great guy.
Yeah.
There's been a bit of a mix. It's quite tough. It's one of the questions that really stumps people.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of board games.
Yeah, that's the problem. See,
Yeah.
now I've come to a conclusion. The younger generation don't get the fucking board game. I'm happy to say what game that you play.
Any game.
Yeah, do you play I play contracts on the Oculus VR, and I'm shit. I'm really bad at it. I sit there and get killed so many times that I might kill one person. I've been killed 16, but I've had fun because I'm talking to 16 other people.
Yeah.
Trying to say, watch out for that guy sniper in the top roof. What sniper? Oh.
Literally me.
I'm terrible.
Yeah.
And we've had Amanda Platten on the end. She's
Amber.
Amber. She's been amazing.
Yeah.
And I've look, she talks while she's playing, but I beat her on the fucking Game Boy.
Oh.
I fucking beat her.
She talks better.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I still beat her on the
For
Game Boy.
less.
I beat her in Kung Fu. I played against her and beat her. But yeah, is there something that comes to mind?
This probably is the most... I'm thinking Monopoly, because my life is so unpredictable. How you go around and you get houses and you've got all of that. Go to jail. It's just so unpredictable, and you've got the two cards as well in the middle, and going around go. My life is so unpredictable. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, or each month my income's different. So it's I'd probably say Monopoly.
Love it. So there you have it, everyone. That's Tilds Search.
Yes.
Look her up, subscribe to her OnlyFans, and then subscribe to all the other stuff that you can see on that channel, because I guarantee it is worth it. But, speaking to you today, I hope that the stigma's been crushed about a lot of things that people think about OnlyFans. And, I'd have to say congratulations and well fucking
you.
done. It's really cool to be able to podcast you and listen to your point of view.
I'm honoured to be here. Honestly, for you guys to, it means a lot for you to ask me to come on here. It's amazing.
And it's been so cool to listen to. I love hearing from all generations in life. And I got a mate of mine, Brett, and he's always said, if you want to be young, hang around with younger people. I mean, we're not hanging around, but to come and hear your point of view on life, it actually makes me open my mind about how things how life is for you. And I totally appreciate that. So thank you for coming on.
No, thanks for having me. It's been amazing.